Heard that.
Alright, should be good to go.
Okay, I'm just checking settings.
Yeah, okay, stream's up.
Heard that.
Oh, hang on a minute. That's not right.
Something's not right.
There we
What's
go.
this?
Alright, now we're good to go. Hello, Rock and Alice.
What do I already have story progress on this one? I'll just start a new game.
Yeah.
Whoa. A little loud. Let me turn you down.
Yeah, I switched over a little bit because I'm going to be eating, so I can't really wear headphones.
See if I can turn you down on the computer.
What?
Let me see if I can turn you down on the computer. I speak now.
Hello?
Yeah, this is fine. Hello, Samaj. Rockin' Alice. Hello, Titan.
Hello, Titan, you're new here. We had a new guy on Saturday stream, actually.
Oh, yes. Can't wait for Darksiders Exodus. You mean Genesis?
Well, if you're not a subscriber, Titan, how'd you end up here? I doubt my streams are recommended to many people. Ah.
Why do they change the voice actors for the Charred Council here? They kept them the same in all the mainline games.
Maybe the guy didn't want to come back.
Well, this is made with from a different studio. This is Airship Syndicate.
Oh, they made I think they made the League of Legends Ruined King game.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Gunfire Games is the studio that made Darksiders 3. From what I understand, they're made up of devs from Vigrid Games, which is the studio that made Darksiders 1 and 2.
Subscriber, I just remember subbing. Yeah, no, that's a weird thing about YouTube. They'll sub you randomly the people you watch, even if you didn't sub to them. They do it all the time for me. It's weird.
Darksiders could be the title of a Darksiders game next. Has that been confirmed? Because the last THQ showcase they had, they did not show off any Darksiders, which pissed a lot of people off, including me. They do have another showcase, I think in August this year, but I'm hoping they show something.
You're skeptical they're gonna show anything.
I mean, I'm not skeptical because I think they're gonna have to show something at this point. Genesis has been out for like 3 years, and Darksiders 3 has been out since like 2018. They'd have to have some footage. Even a concept art thing would be nice. Though then again, I understand like it takes a lot of work to make a game nowadays, especially if it's for something like Darksiders, because you'd have to make a drastically different game if they were going to accommodate someone like Strife, or even more so if they're just like, hey, we're going to go straight into Darksiders 4 and just like have all the horsemen. Then like, oof, you definitely have to make quite a game for something like that. I need to remember how to.
Oh, Jeff, how you been, man? Haven't seen you in a fat minute. Hope you're doing well.
There we go. All right, now I remember.
Yeah, I probably sucked with my DMC video. Um, we're waiting on the next DMC video because Pinnacle of Combat's in a really weird place. The guy just won't just play flat out not canon or canon. Kind of a fucking annoying ass situation. Been
Mainly because
busy.
it's about to get an official release.
Well, I hope you're doing well, Jev. Why'd you all kick me from your server though? Oh, I just kicked inactive members. That's not like anything personal. I was going through pruning the members of my server, and I was like, I can't remember the last time these people sent messages, so I just like got rid of them.
Didn't you kick like 70 people
Yeah,
or
like 70
something?
people got kicked from the server.
Oh wait, this is not the. Oh, that's right. I kept thinking I had to go over there, but I believe this game does not allow like any sort of mantling.
Fair enough. Yeah, nothing personal. I was just pruning like sort of like the dead branches.
Oh, hang on a sec.
I hear God of War's getting upgraded to tier 1 on VSB. Although I don't understand why the fuck Fear Zeus ain't getting that upgrade. That's just silly.
Oh wait, no, now I remember how to. There we go. It's been some time since I've played Genesis. Oh, what is hitting me?
Yes or no? All right. Hope they do Darksiders 4 with all the horsemen. It'd be a better two-parter with a war with heaven and hell. And Mangler is Archangel form outside help for Dean Winchester.
I'd probably just say it's a different form entirely because his entire body is intended to be Michael's vessel. So while technically yes, he's literally supposed to be Michael's vessel. So I don't know if I'd say that's like fair to say that's like outside help. At least that's what the angels believe his purpose was. Chuck was like, that's funny. Favorite TV show character, go Burr.
There we
This
go.
is not. Oh, this is not a mantle apparently. Okay, there is a little bit of platforming, I suppose.
Yeah, so I already went over the channel plans last night, so that'll be interesting. Hopefully, we can make some of those plans happen this week. I want our game like Darksiders 2 just without those annoying ass puzzles because my dumbass cannot solve them easily or quickly. Yeah, Darksiders 2 is kind of fucked.
It's a fun game, but man, there's a little too many side quests in that game. Three had probably a lot more manageable side questing content and had a far more stable crucible apparently. We'll say three definitely could have had a faster weapon swap.
Is Archangel Dean stronger than Archangel Sam?
They're about the same, but technically he should be a little bit stronger. Michael's always been stronger than Lucifer.
Death's combat is very good, and that's the main reason why I want another one.
Oh boy, what's happening here? Oh, this is just tutorial. Yeah, I've already done this before. Oh well. Yeah, that's got a lot of. Did that guy just get locked outside?
Hope you guys are having a nice Sunday.
I really need air dash. Oh yeah, they just give you Shadow Claw at the beginning. That's nice.
Yeah. So again, hopefully God War video will be out this week. Then then hopefully I can get ours out this week as well. I thought they would have added Death of Fury in the Genesis DLC, but those expectations was not met. That was always kind of silly that they didn't give you a free play mode where you could play as the other horsemen.
I would have loved some Darksiders DLC or Genesis DLC in general.
Would you have like another arena, like another Blight Palace?
Well, they already have a Crucible. I think they do a fine job with the Crucible every game. It's just like add the other horsemen. Even if it was like a 4 mission like DLC, and then they get to play the Crucible, that'd be good enough. I mean, even if it was like, hey, here's Death and Fury, and you only get to switch between Death and Fury, you don't get to switch between Death and Fury and like War and Strife. I'd be fine with that. I think plenty of people would have been fine with that. Would have made it easier on the programming too, but they're like, no, we're not gonna do that.
Ah, I ended up weighing myself earlier today. Apparently, I weigh 169 now. It's weird.
Bro, what I remember, you told me you used to weigh like in like what the low 200s.
Yep,
You've lost a lot of weight.
I have. Diet's a big part of that. If actually, diet's the only part of that.
I was gonna say removing the sugar definitely helps. Sugar's like a huge weight gainer. Hang on, let me. Oh yes, fiery dogs. Let me switch to Strife. Actually, much prefer Strife style of fighting to anyone else
Then why?
because he's not. Well, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say then why are you playing as war?
I was just messing around with him to see like what he has at the beginning of the game. I'll come back to him more when he gets like more of his enhancements and stuff because then he becomes really fun.
I switched from drinking regular soda to diet soda for my daily soda. If you want the best diet for rapid weight loss, just go for keto diet, low carb, high fat. Nah, bro, I already went from like 225 to like 169. Apparently, I'm satisfied. I need to
Hold
stabilize
up,
somewhere. Is MK1 a soft reboot? No, that's fucking wrong.
let me
So
just
at the
switch
end of Mortal
over.
Kombat 11, Liu Kang became God and rewrote the universe. So MK1 is a direct sequel to MK11. I went from 260 to 160 on keto. Hey, that's pretty good.
Sorry, I had to switch over. This connection was being bad. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay.
I wish it was back to keto diet, but literally anything keto friendly is so expensive. Yeah. Try shopping at Grocery Outlet. They have some pretty cheap stuff there for keto.
Oh, thank you, YouTube, for informing me that I'm a standard moderator. I really appreciate the reminder. I'd forgotten.
Yeah, I just cut out regular soda almost completely, and I only have like very little, if any, chocolate, and it just like completely like. I used to drink soda almost every day. I think that's probably what made it stick. You don't want to weigh too low though, depending on your size. Go diet soda. I just drink sparkling water now. I found a sparkling water brand that doesn't taste like fucking TV static.
It's kind of hard to find a sparkling water brand that doesn't taste like TV static. That's kind of their shtick.
I don't fucking care, man. I don't. Like, who the fuck drinks that shit?
You drink it when it's there and there's nothing else,
Dude,
but
I'm
then
not drinking
that's
nothing else.
really it. Well, if you're really thirsty.
Piss is better.
Now, the very question is it better than mineral water?
Oh, Metro Man versus Omni Man. I think Omni Man is both stronger and faster than Metro Man.
See if there's anything over here. Dagger.
Did Metro Man freeze time? No, Metro Man just moved so fast that time appeared frozen. The problem is that you don't have to move at light speed for that to happen.
You seem to be moving faster than the human eye can process. Well, several times faster than the human eye can process.
Metro Man versus Homelander. I think Metro Man might take that one actually. No, I think Homelander scales to light speed actually. Hmm. I know nothing about Kid Icarus.
Oh, I may have actually gone the correct route. I thought this was the optional route. What's this? I'll say this first level is a little rough because of all the elevation. It's kind of slowing me down a little bit. It's making my dashes a little bit inconsistent. Raider. Uh, what's that in? What is that in response to?
Raiden from Metal Gear Rising versus Anakin from Star Wars. I think Anakin takes that.
Like Raiden.
What?
It's just it was Raiden. Thought he said Raider. Yeah, never mind. You corrected it. My bad. I was looking away when I said it. Just
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Anakin takes that one. You can argue the high
oh,
frequency blade's better than the lightsaber theoretically, but the Force and Anakin speed should be comparable, if not faster, than Raiden's.
the
And
Force is just a better tool in general.
even if you want to argue if Raiden's like faster, which I don't think he is, but even if you want to argue that, you'd have to argue that Raiden starts to fight like right next to Anakin for it to matter. Because if he has to run towards Anakin at all, then Anakin just force kills him.
Or he does what I do, and he camps with Force push the entire fight.
Why are you scum?
Anakin just plays himself in Episode 3. In the actual Episode 3 video game, it just plays how his character is supposed to be played, which is spamming Force push. Well, actually, technically, that's more of an Obi-Wan thing,
Mangler.
but
Ninja
it's
time
still funny.
at best is calculated, I think, at light speed. But again, ninja time is a close range attack. Raiden has to be close enough to use that ability. And the problem is, like, if we're talking Anakin, like, if we're talking, like, Episode 3 Anakin, the second he sees Raiden, he's just gonna grab him with the Force and just fucking break him.
I'll come back here in a little bit.
Hello, Cypher. Yeah, no. So Mangler's streaming today. What I said yesterday about the videos and stuff is still valid. As soon as Mangler's off stream, in like a few hours, I will be editing the God of War video and working on the RSF video. So if you guys saw yesterday's stream, everything I said is still going to be valid. This is just normally my grade time that Mangler's taking up because he couldn't stream earlier today.
Yes. I'll be sure to make it count.
Blade mode Raiden is calced at FTL plus, not just light speed. But how? Okay, so how far into FTL plus are we talking?
So with
About?
the Jedi. So with the Jedi. At least
Well,
on VSV.
like, regardless, this is still a close range ability. Raiden can't activate this and run in it. It's just like it's literally just an attack speed steroid. But like, what's the amount? The little kids in Star Wars training dodge lights or lasers? No, like Jedi for sure are light speed, or at least they're sub-relativistic, bare minimum. Armstrong versus
Oh, that's what this is.
Thanos. Thanos scales higher, even MCU. You can make silly arguments for Thanos' speed. Anywhere 20 to 50 times FTL? Based on fucking what?
Trying to execute this guys with the crossbow, and it's not going very well. There we go. Where's the other ballista? Is that it over there? That little fireplace?
But the nanomachines? I'm sorry, the nanomachines don't win this fight. You already have to debate and argue for Raiden being light speed to begin with. How the fuck does he get 20 to 50 times based off ninja time?
Oh, I'm falling.
Like,
Oh, that was
I
my
agree
mistake.
Raiden should be light speed based off Metal Gear Excelsius. But even then, you can argue it's just sub-rel. Like, how the fuck does he get 20 to 50 times light speed?
Man, I'm really missing a lot of my kit.
Mangler, when a game limits him, time to commit suit.
No, it's just like this is me whenever I start a game that I've played for like years, but I'm starting a new file and I'm like, I feel so weak. What happened to all my strength?
Why Why is there no sound?
It's a great
Oh,
question.
right. I forgot to turn on sound. Hang on.
I was gonna say there's no copyrighted music here. Everything here I think is produced originally for the scores of this franchise. So
My bad. Riding, perceiving the layers of Excelsius moving very slowly.
that's in blade mode though.
Well, I mean, he's arguing blade mode's 20 to 50 times FTL. Or I guess that's where it counts. All right. Well, I mean, I guess that makes. I guess that's fine. So do they accept Excelsius being light speed now? Because like I accept it because it's called a laser, but I know it's still up for debate that it's even like light speed.
Even though that's what laser means.
Yeah. When you learn that laser and beam just mean like light, it's like, oh wow.
Lasers, beams, photons, they're all the same thing. They're just different words used to describe the same phenomenon. Oh, okay, there was something weird going on with that guy. He was on the edge of the cliffside and he got teleported down.
Throwing Urizen from DMC versus Darth Vader. Even Darth Vader's best keys don't even like hold a candle to like an Abusa.
Is gonna fare about as well as Dante did. Except he probably won't even make it to the throne room.
What would you say is a more overpowered ability to have? The Speed Force or the Force itself for Star Wars? Well, does the Speed Force include Thrawn and negative Speed Force or no?
I'm not well versed in the Flash, but I could have sworn the negative Speed Force is something different. That's not even like part of the Speed Force. I'm pretty sure that's just a different like system entirely that functions mostly the same way.
If Raiden is 20 to 50 times faster in light than Speed 2B, I plan to do a how powerful is your automata at some point, and I'll grab Neo to help me with that for the more expanded lore, because I don't feel like going through Dragon Guard. But I have guidebooks from your automata. Also, I think you can argue like 2B's above baseline FTL easily. I'm talking about Dark Dimension Vader, not Green Vader. I don't think it matters. I don't think any version of Vader has a chance to beat Urizen or even like a DMC demon. I don't think Force
Samael certainly knows how to make an impression.
killing factor wise. Throne Urizen versus Throne Xemnas from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Nice. I don't think so.
Alright. Also,
Or the Demon World.
even if Raiden scales to 20 to 50 times FTL, that's not base Raiden. That's at bare minimum. That's only for Blade mode, which is still, again, a close range attack speed steroid. And it does not scale consistently to Raiden in general. Most of the time, Raiden doesn't even use Blade mode.
There was somebody nicking me from the side over there. We'll go back and find them. Oh, is that an artifact? Hello there. Just gonna take that real quick.
What are your thoughts on MK1? I don't even really like MK. I mean, like, I don't mind the lore. I think the lore's cool, but I've never really been a fan of MK's gameplay. If NetherRealm can land a solid story, I think it could be a great game. I don't mind the MK1.
Oh, I see. I have to get out of the run animation.
The maybe we got fixed in that demon chair. No, I know. The new MK game is called MK1. I don't like the title. The title is stupid. But besides that, I don't really have any issues with it. It's a continuation of the events of Aftermath, confirming that Shang Tsung lost Aftermath.
Wait, are you saying not if he gets off his throne and doesn't care to try? Are you referring to Urizen? Because a basic Impuza would walk through the entire cage first, like at their highest possible interpretations, at their highest length interpretations. Urizen would never need to get off the throne. It wouldn't even reach Demon King level.
MK1, Fire God of the King, MK11 version, it's just an art style choice. Unless lore-wise they confirm it's different, it shouldn't matter. Virgil vs. Sephiroth, that battle needs a remake of both Urizen and B added in. Virgil vs. Sephiroth will be getting a remake probably after the events of Final Fantasy VII Remake, where they'll once again argue that Sephiroth should win for reasons that might not be very valid.
It'd be hilarious if they argued Virgil was still faster, and then had him lose. Oh, split screen co-op. No, we're not doing that. Oh, here we go. Some dialogue.
You think it could be Moloch? He doesn't have the muscle, but
how would that be hilarious?
Question is,
we got the same bad reasoning the second time in a row.
It's a pit of vipers. The demon lords need.
What would Urizen versus Sephiroth actually look like? Visually wise? I have no idea what they use for the models for Urizen. I gotta be honest, like if they didn't put a lot of money in that and find the right model, like create their own model like that could look really ugly.
DMC models are easy to rip off. You would gain yours model would be like super easy.
I'm just saying if it isn't done well, it could look really bad. There are some demons where you could just say them looking bad would actually be part of their charm. Like some of the demons, like the Tower Disaster from 2, Malthus from 5, like I would not have problems with them looking ugly because it would fit part of their appearance and their aesthetic. But Urizen would have to look good. Or at least, like, acceptable.
I'm gonna put you like this. Fire God Liu King versus Ryu Hayabusa. I'm gonna wait till we see what Fire God Liu King does. Thoughts on the Rage Blades in? I haven't played League of Legends yet to play it. I think I'll play some League of Legends tomorrow. Because tonight, I have to edit videos.
Yes.
I have to see what Fire God Liu King does in the new game though before I make a decision on like where he is, where he's like at.
Oh no. I missed that last one. Just gotta get that boatman coin really quickly and then take this route upstairs. Oh,
where he is. No, because the hourglass is what resets the universe. And Kronika can't use the hourglass without the fucking tiara from Shang Tsung. There is an argument to be made. There's an author statement that claims that Kronika is stronger than the 1B. But that's, I feel like that's just contradicted based on beats.
Right, now I just have to find that switch and I can get out of here.
But if you believe Chronica's above the one being, you believe Fire God Liu King's skills completed that situation, then he would be at best low 2C. Or Uni Plus. He would just be Uni Plus. Some people argue for 5D off of him, but he would just be fucking Uni Plus.
Like, get up there.
Fire God Liu King's can scale higher than Raiden in DC characters from the DC universe. You would have to show that. The problem is that how the DC universe interacts with the main characters is complicated. Because the dialogue between Sub-Zero and What's-Her-Face and Raiden makes Mortal Kombat sound like it's kind of like in its own multiverse. What was the power Shotgun obtained at the opening of MP9? Blaze of Power. You got Blaze of Power.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Whatever. Where's the switch for this? Oh, yeah, that's right. We just have to pull it over there. There's two on the sides. I really don't like this first level. This is probably the weakest first level of the entire series. It's just so easy to just not even get lost, but just to not know your sense of direction.
What's your favorite Dark Souls?
Either one or... I kind of like Genesis, to be honest. Okay. I don't know what made you the authority on Darksiders, but okay.
So one shot up with power be enough to beat Chronicle? I'm gonna be honest, he should be stronger than Chronicle. Because of the fact that Shang Tsung with the soul infused crown was strong enough to fight and beat Chronicle in a fight. Which means that she can't be that much stronger than man. Which should mean that characters like Unaga and Shao Kahn should technically upskill over Chronicle. Turkey. I should pay you for at some point. I love Darksiders 2, I just didn't wish it have as much with the dead levels.
Darksiders 2 is great. It just has a lot more content in its main game than it should. Or rather, the way its content is managed is not too great. Like, the Soul Arbiter's maze has some problems. But, like, the Crucible is fine, except for the fact that it crashes. The actual levels in the Crucible are thick. And actually very well designed. I would argue it's probably if not for the fact that it crashed, it's probably, like, the best Crucible, period.
Current standing for MK at best, unless there's a stadium for higher, is Uni Plus. But this is where it gets silly. You could argue immeasurable speed MK based off the Flash.
Flash that fast in MK?
His special move in Injustice is a direct measurable speed feat. He runs through time itself and goes to the past of the future and throws it into things.
Wait, I forgot. That's right. Injustice is Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe is canon to Injustice, right?
No. Well, yes, and also Raiden and Sub-Zero's appearance in Injustice 2 according to dialogue, is canon when talking to certain characters.
That's silly.
Yeah, so you could legitimately make a claim for measurable speed based off them being able to fight the Flash.
To be like one of the weakest immeasurable speeds, period.
I've never completed the Crucibles. I need to play Bayonetta. It's alright. The only counter argument to be made to the immeasurable speed argument is you can argue that Flash's normal attacks with that speed because what Flash does with his super move is he runs back to before the attack happens and throws you into yourself and the fight continues when another Flash takes the other you away. So you can argue this is the scale base speed.
Nailed.
But that depends how you want to take super moves and fatalities into account for a fighting game. Can't wait for another 80% game. That'll be fun. Yeah, so it depends on how you want to take the combos and special moves and fighting games. What do you want to see in NK1? Any franchise DLC character? Well, we already know DLC was let me think about this.
I hope there aren't more of those.
I was gonna say I think Kratos should come back to God of to fucking MK. Yeah, bring like God of War Ragnarok Kratos to MK. That doesn't sound too bad.
Oh wait, I don't think they show up until after the level.
The problem is that there aren't too many characters nowadays who actually really fit in Mortal Kombat.
Whew. No. That was the wind.
Yeah. I mean, they've already, according to the leaks, we're getting Omni-Man and Homelander in the DLC. I wonder if we're gonna try and get Superman as well.
Yes, we can have 3 different versions of Superman that all play uniquely from each other.
It's hard to hear them over the gameplay. Yeah, I know. Here, I'll raise my mic a little bit. People scale MK to multiversal level. There's not enough evidence to suggest multiversal level. And almost every depiction of the other worlds reveals they're just planets. Like, the MK movie, the animated movie that came out recently, not the Frostbite one, the one before it, where they fight the one being, basically confirmed that all the worlds were fucking just planets. All the realms were just planets.
Sneaking in was a good idea.
We didn't sneak. We made a strategic.
Oh, Jeremy.
Fair.
Perhaps I was foolish in not accepting his offer.
My lord, the council.
Guess you didn't hear us knocking.
Ah, horseman, what brings the loyal servants of the council to my door?
The council believes you scheme with Lucifer against humanity, against the balance. Do you deny it?
Horseman, such base villainy is beneath
Kind of pointless
me.
considering he's.
I admit,
Oh wait, I don't think
enjoy
he's next in
my
line for the throne yet.
accusation.
He should be, shouldn't he? He's stronger than the
I
others.
find myself a bit under siege at the moment.
No, I think it's a little bit after this. At the time of Genesis, I don't think he's next in line.
Like that get the upper hand. No offense.
Genesis might be one of the things that causes Lucifer to consider it.
I guess.
Wait, so I was a separate planet?
I told you this day would come, Samael. I, Moloch, have come to claim your head and your kingdom.
Go. Find my associate
I mean,
within
possibly?
the void. We will continue our discussion after I drive my sword through Moloch's skull.
Again, I'll do more
Perhaps
research,
then
but
we
I'm
will have
pretty
an
sure like
answer
more
to your
consistently it's shown as
question.
planets. I like how they
Oh, I
call
love the
Moloch,
Samael and Archon boss. I'm sorry, what?
I like how they call Moloch a bottom feeder, yet he's still able to clash with Samael.
I mean, everybody can clash with Samael at this point, so perhaps he's just the lowest of the low.
Wow.
Samael sent us here for a reason.
I think they mean bottom beater in the sense that he just basically takes what he can get. I don't know if it's an indication of... I think it's more of an indication of his reputation than it is his strength. And perhaps the way he chooses to go about doing things.
How powerful is Black Dragon Fairy Tale? That's a Kyle question. He's not here right now. Darkon be at least high multiversal, possibly outer. I mean, you can make an argument that DC by default is outer versal because of like a statement about mathematics and verse.
I saw that statement. It was trash.
It is legit though.
No. I like it's legitimately trash for the context that it's being argued. I'm not saying it isn't like real. It's just like probably not that impressive.
This is why we're here.
Darkseid's scaling is inconsistent.
Yeah? And just what is it?
Mangler, can supernatural fighting game work or no?
I don't think that would work.
Samael's associate?
That'd be so ridiculous. Supernatural fight scenes can't even work.
Police.
Okay, no, I take that back. Normal human supernatural fight scenes work. Angel fight scenes are just kind of like nice things to have.
You mean hot
So-
trash?
I mean, if you want to look up a great fight, then look up fucking what's it called? Is it season 12 or 13's? I think it's 13's finale where Lucifer fights Dean. It looks like one of the most long.
I definitely won't be surprised Darksiders 4 takes place as their first game. Probably. As a matter of fact, Darkseid should be out of versal, how out of versal, honestly. No. Again, the problem is that Darkseid's inconsistent with the scaling chain because he has avatars and speed and shit.
I would probably say the Darksiders games are going to have at least one game before they do one after one because they have to get all the horsemen. Like they have to complete the objectives of the horsemen before we get back to like what happens to them. We have to find out where Fury goes. We have to find out what happens to Strife. And I mean, it would be a good idea to find out like some confirmation for what happens to Death. Though they don't need to make a game around that. They just need to make a game about what happens to like Fury and Strife.
Dragon's Dogma 2 is being developed,
You're
yes.
familiar with these?
Final Frontier Darkside only scales up to the
Unfortunately,
Empty Hand, which is just 1A.
A guy I've heard of. Must be the associate Samael was talking about. Which explains things.
Can he be trusted?
Absolutely not. In no way possible. But I don't see another way out of here. So what are we waiting for? Let's hop in. We could just wait right here forever.
After you.
Did Season 1 Dean surpass John Winchester?
What does this keep?
Now where are we?
Expecting Samael, but Horseman? Things are getting interesting.
What do you mean surpass?
I don't know.
Like the feats, or just like his mean? No, I'm asking the person who asked the question. Like, are you referring to his career as a hunter, or are you just saying like is he physically stronger than his father?
Hey, Volgrim, right? The Soul Leader? Dig the nickname.
Strive. Like me, your reputation precedes you. Have you brought me any delicious morsels on which...
Bo?
Mind your tongue, wretch, before I cut it out. Our work doesn't
I'd say his career as a hunter, definitely not, because he has not been hunting for that long. Stats wise, probably, or at least he's comparable. After the first couple seasons, he's definitely stronger than John was.
to bring him your
Careful, Horseman. Show the right temperament, and I can be of service to you.
The council does not negotiate with demons. Defy them and there will be
Isn't like Sam and Dean the greatest
council
hunters
has
ever
no
produced?
power here. This
They are, but they don't become the greatest hunters ever produced during season one. It happens as a result of like
would prove
3 or 4 seasons.
as you would be trapped in the void for eternity.
Then they get that
Now
stop.
I have your attention.
When Superman's a sorcerer level. I'll be honest,
Patience
Superman's going
isn't
to
my brother's
uni is one
thing.
of those fuck
Or
situations
mine,
where it's all
now that I
like,
think about it.
yeah, you have all these
Subject to the
feats,
point.
so like, yeah, I have to give this to you, but I really don't want to give this to you. Okay, guys,
It's livable to certain versions of him.
Yeah, have a nice day, buddy.
Yeah, not fun.
The lords of hell are forever in conflict. They seek power.
Dean Wester kills demons. Dean Winchester kills demons. John never did. Yeah, but that was also because like the specific reason that most of the events in season 1 and season 2 happen the way that they do, and the demons and people happen the way they do, is because Sam and Dean are there to help John. You have to understand the Winchesters are considered the best of the best because they're from his bloodline. And it's like having 2 other versions of yourself there, one of which you've been training for some time. There's also the problem that the entire events of seasons 1 through 5 are directly orchestrated by the angels to happen. Like literally every event. Michael indicates that every event from like the stars aligning to every single conceivable scenario that led to Mary and Jane being married and having kids was orchestrated by the angels. Every little aspect of their life in detail was governed by the angels. So you can argue that the reason Dean even was able to fight them or kill most of those demons is because he had to be in the right place at the right time.
Nothing in this world is without.
Granted, I'm not going to say he has like less feats. I'm just saying like there's context to that.
Precious artifact has been stolen from me. I sought
Solid Snake versus
Samael's
Ironwood?
assistance in the matter, but perhaps you could.
That's all the info you're giving us. Go get an artifact. What the hell makes it so important?
It's complicated.
At this
You
point,
think
I'd
John
rather
could kill an
kill you
angel?
than help you. Council be damned.
That would profit neither of us. It'll be worth your while.
Oh, you're
If he had an angel
Why didn't
blade,
you
yeah.
say so?
Anybody can kill an angel if they have an angel blade. That's literally the point of the angel blades.
You can't be serious. Look at where we are. If you have a better idea, I'm all ears.
I will provide a serpent
Forget-
hole for travel. And do be careful. The keeper of my artifact will be less than pleased to see you.
No one is ever pleased to see us. That's kind of the idea.
By the way, I acquire them from time to time.
Oh, creature cores. Nice.
For the right price.
Yeah. I think Snake has better feats. Kyle's not here.
Yes, I have 4,000 souls. Okay, let's go.
Your next mission is to find payphone. Dean which is trained by John the whole time, but Sam's not training and all equal to Dean.
Sam gets training over the course of like season 1 and 2. Also, after the events of season 3 in particular, Sam has like an additional 3 months to continue hunting.
Question for you and Mangler, what would you say is the best food item on the McDonald's menu?
Welcome.
It's been a while since I've been to McDonald's. What's the menu look like?
I'm gonna say they're $1 or they're like $2 cheeseburger. Just because it's cheap and it's not terrible.
I don't eat cheeseburgers, so I'm gonna say they have like a chicken burger or something.
They do for roughly the same price.
Okay, I'll probably say that then. Well, actually, their meals, because their French fries have always been pretty solid,
What, you like
and their milkshakes.
You like little pieces of fucking grease in physical form?
Dude, their French fries have always been like probably the best outside of maybe Chick-fil-A's.
Crystallized fucking grease.
Sure, I'm using the restroom here.
They also have chicken nuggets. Yeah, but if I want chicken nuggets or chicken irons, I'll go to a fucking chicken store. Like, I'll eat a chicken sandwich, but like, that's about it.
Right, I'm back.
Currently.
Oh, hold on. Had to use a small restroom break. Did Sam say Dean is better fighter than him? He doesn't have to. Dean's been fighting and hunting for way longer than he has. He would naturally be a better fighter than Sam is.
Zim, your
He's
thoughts?
also spent way more time with John Winchester.
Zim, your thoughts on Overwatch PvE being canceled? That was the funniest fucking thing. The whole reason Overwatch 2 exists is because of the PvE mode they promised, and they fucking canceled it.
So what you're saying is that they canceled the whole game.
Well,
Dreams of suffering,
unironically, yeah.
purges. Yep, we're definitely in a dungeon.
Let us find Vulgrim's trouble.
I mean, you have to understand something. Overwatch
Okay,
2
now you're getting me excited.
was literally being marketed as a brand new PvE experience for 3 years. And they didn't just, to be clear, they didn't only announce that the PvE was canceled. If you actually listen to other things, they announced that the PvE was canceled like a year ago. They just didn't fucking tell anybody.
Oh yeah, I forgot that this game basically shows that they can just stand on lava with like no consequences. Huh, it's funny.
They should rename Overwatch
Anyway,
Overwatch Plus. They never
Oh, I
should have
can't.
canceled Overwatch 2. Or, I mean, they never should have canceled Overwatch 1.
Them have book smarts and Dean have street smarts. I mean, that is a very oversimplified way of looking at it, but sure. I mean, seeing Dean later, well, I would argue Dean is pretty well educated, like many seasons of the show, especially when they get to the bunker. Dean becomes extremely book smart, because once they get to the bunker in season 9, they spend like every season before a job just grinding the books, or I guess cooking the books, every time they have to go on a mission somewhere. And it's like a thing that they haven't dealt with. Like, they do this at least, I want to say, 2 or 3 times a season, and it's usually just like hours and hours of just... So, yeah, Sam's probably been doing it longer, but keep in mind, Sam also went to college. Sam's more book smart because he's had more time involved in books.
Yeah, the audio's now out of sync. It's just that, like, I don't have my headphones on because they're, like, fucking annoying to put on right now. And so you're hearing Mangler twice over, so I'm gonna have to mute my end so you guys can hear this Mangler. Let's actually sync up the audio. Like, it's mainly on my laptop. I don't play audio because on my laptop, like, I can fucking, like, ignore it. Unfortunately, I use me, like, post it to there.
Think you can hit that crystal from here?
Is that a serious question?
You know, if Lucifer is as dangerous as the council says he is, why'd they send just the 2 of us?
Death and fury attend to other matters. It is not our place to question the will of the council.
It's not my place to question your wardrobe, but I still think your armor could use some more creepy faces on it.
Must everything be a joke to you? The council.
You really
Tushy
need to lighten up. The council this and the council that. You want to hear an actual joke?
No.
Knock knock. You're supposed to say,
Homemade
who's there?
Why would I give away my location? I would simply smash through the door and face my
As
escape.
you can tell, War has a fantastic sense of humor.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I think Sam has very good support.
Look, under the grate. that's Fulgrim's artifact?
These glyphs indicate some kind of locking mechanism.
That'd be debatable.
Seems our mission is more difficult than we thought.
When is it ever easy?
Dean is led. Why do they keep sending bats out here? Oh my god, what's happening here? Falling. America, yeah.
Well, actually, I mean,
Or if you're in America and you have health insurance.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you're not in America, then it's even easier to go to a doctor.
Have fun.
So,
Yeah, get a lollipop.
yes, because listen, guys, when I'm streaming on the laptop, it's not very intuitive when it comes to like dealing with it, especially because like my headset's basically dead at this point, so I gotta buy a new one. The problem is I don't have money, so you're gonna have to put up with some changes here and there when it comes to at least the Sunday streams. The normal streams are fine. And who knows, maybe one of these days I'll actually just stream Mangler from my PC in the morning instead of a laptop. Maybe. Maybe. Unlikely. But maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe Mangler will get the good chair and the good quality.
How powerful is Castiel? Depends on what version. I mean, I think we fixed the chair problem already. That was fixed a while ago.
Yeah, no, Poster, go see a doctor if you live in like an area where you can or in a position where you can. If not, buy some painkillers.
I was gonna say buy some painkillers or, your back's hurting,
Yeah, like
do a lot of
what's
breathing,
specifically hurting.
or stretching. Yeah, because depending on what it is, you might not need to go see a doctor.
Like if your stomach hurts, just go get some fucking Pepto-Bismol. The Bismol of the Peptos.
Or Pepto, as we call it.
Fight me.
I'm sorry, do you not call it Pepto?
I call it Pepto-Bismol, like its fucking name, you fucking savage.
Yeah, and sometimes people are like, "Hey, I just want to call it something short." So fuck you.
How about you go fuck yourself?
You first.
Normal Castiel.
Normal Castiel. I'll say he's somewhere in like the town level range. It's kind of weird to describe like where the angels are, specifically even the Sephirin, because we don't get feats for what the Sephirin can do other than being like weaker than the archangels. But then the archangels have like uni feats, so it's fucking weird.
My friend was talking about this health insurance. Apparently, he has to pay 10% of whatever the cost of the like procedure is. And that's so weird. How greedy health insurance is.
It seems a little illegal.
It's not
Unethical.
I mean, it's not illegal. Like you have to agree legally to the conditions of the insurance policy.
Oh, yeah, no, and you should legally not have to agree to that bullshit. It's like, oh, you want a high expensive treatment so that you don't die? okay, you're paying 10% of whatever the equipment is. Like, I'm sorry, so it's either die or be bankrupted.
I was telling him.
Fuck.
I was telling him to go see a dentist because he hasn't done it in like 4 years, and he's like, "No, if I do, I'll have to pay $100."
Wait, just 100. Actually, hang on. It's the $100. Well, maybe he might be like $100 for the dentist is too much, but he could probably just compound it.
Well,
Like, just take some time and compound it. It wouldn't be that bad.
So the way it works is, I guess from what he told me is that it's just like whatever medical interaction he just has to pay 10% of it. The problem is that
So I guess
medical expenses in America are fucking absurd.
Well, if he's saying that it's only $100, I'm assuming that's. If I'm being charitable here, I'm assuming he means it starts at $100 with the most bare minimum stuff, and it goes up from there.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine anyone being like, "Yeah, I have to pay $100 for a hospital visit." I'm like, shit. If we only had to pay $100 in this system, that'd be one of the better healthcare systems on the planet. Like, holy fuck, only $100? I mean, granted, if you have to pay it every single time for like simple stuff, maybe not, but like for medical emergencies, $100, that's pretty fucking good. That's pretty good. Like, hey, your spleen's giving out $100. Hell yeah, give me. I'll pay $100 for that. I'm assuming it starts at $100 and goes up from there. Wait, what is going on here? Hold up.
What happens if Witcher Brother keep Lucky Rabbit Foot to the end of the series? You talked about that Lucky Rabbit Foot.
It's I would have to go back and watch that episode because the Lucky Rabbit Foot is very, very janky. It can be very, very useful, but it's also extremely dangerous if you lose track of it. It's like the luck of the Lucky Rabbit's Foot is like a Fallout character having like 10 luck stats, but it has passive effects that are hitting them like every 5 seconds.
Wait, I remember now. Isn't Lucky Rabbit Foot's drawback like if you lose it, you get like the worst luck possible?
Yeah, it is the complete opposite of what happens if you have it. That's the drawback. It's
Well,
like
so
if you have it,
then?
you're like the luckiest person. How do you what?
How do you get rid of it then?
You make a fair point.
You just drop it or lose it somewhere.
No. What I mean is like, how do you get rid of it without getting the negative debuff attached?
You don't. You have to deal with the negative debuff and find a way to like fucking destroy it to remove the curse.
Wait, so if I sell it or give it away, I didn't lose it, I gave it away. Like, does that not like?
I think possession might also count as loss.
That's stupid.
I'd have to check that one. If it does, then yeah, you basically can never give it up. But that's not really like too bad per se because it affects all things. So.
Well, okay, so like, what's the drawback here? Like, besides losing it, like,
there's no drawback to it if you don't lose it.
Okay, so let's say I keep it in a safe. I know where it is, and it's in that safe.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine as long as you're actively engaging with the safe, at least on a reasonable basis, like every now and then. You know where it is, and it's in your possession, and it hasn't been lost.
So then, like,
or stolen anything.
So then, like, if I were just to open the safe every day, rub the rabbit foot for like a minute, and then put it away, like, that's fine.
You should probably carry it with you like every other day. But yeah.
So if I just carry it on my person whenever I'm at my house, and then when I just casually leave it in a specific area that I know of, and then just go outside, like, I'll be okay. I'll have the luck. I won't have the bad luck.
Yeah, if you go on vacations or you go to work or places like that for long periods of time, you should take it with you. Especially if you go on dangerous trips. Yeah, this is one of those things, like, you need to have it on you most of the time.
Well,
Because
okay,
if you
so,
don't,
so could I wear it like in a necklace then? Like, is that fair
well-
game?
oh no, you wear it in a necklace. Yeah, it's fair game to wear it in a necklace. I think they kept it in the pocket. The reason I say this is because the guy that left it, as soon as he lost it somewhere like a bar or something, he went home. He slipped on a bottle in his bathroom and impaled himself on a fork and died. He literally died. Like the next fucking scene, as soon as it was out of his possession.
I see. Question for
It-
you, Mangler. What would you say
so-
is the go on.
Right? Yeah, it's just not good. Don't lose it.
What is the best soda / pop to drink?
I don't know, because I think of a lot of sodas.
Orange.
I mean, I prefer
soda.
orange. But there are two different versions of orange. I'd probably say I prefer Crush over like Fanta or Fanta, whatever it is. My God, you fools! What approaching me?
Was that your best?
Can Winchester Bird know how to move the crush from the item? Inca Cola? No, Inca Cola.
He did. He actually did in the episode because Dean was cursed with it. And Dean basically had to survive, like, it was really bad luck. I think it was everything from, like, his tire going out to almost being crushed to death by a piano, almost being hit by cars. Like, Sam had to be around him at all times because he would have died.
Is this the episode where fucking they're stuck in like reversal too? Like it's like Groundhog Day over and over again?
I don't know if it's the Groundhog Day episode. It might be.
Well, because there's an episode where Dean
Okay.
keeps dying over and over again, and Sam has to like keep saving him.
It might be that one, maybe, but that might also be a completely different episode. They get trapped in so many fucking time loops and alternate realities that it's kind of hard to keep track of which one. Especially in the first couple seasons, because like literally anything and everything that has happened to them can happen to them.
I remember that episode. Ah, remember that Scooby-Doo episode? I did not watch Supernatural. I kind of skipped it.
Did you watch everything up to season 5?
No. I just saw, like, the ending portion of season 5.
You're like, oh, this is kind of cool. Anyways, on to my more wholesome parts of the internet or something.
Yes.
Probably Zim.
Because I am wholesome. I am the wholesome one. I'm not a wholesome one. I am
No.
the wholesome one. I'm also incredibly...
Man, the gamma in this room is really...
What?
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 I was saying the gamma in this room is really getting to me.
Oh. I was saying I was also incredibly humble.
Yeah, of course. How could I forget?
My humility is legendary. Question for you, Mangler, best type of Oreo cookies? Standard. All that other shit is
Yeah,
trash.
and it's pretty good. I haven't really tried any of the other ones,
Yeah, because they're trash.
so I'd say the best one I've tried for sure is Oh, because I just haven't tried.
Your body's protecting you from the garbage.
Recover the artifact and let's be on our way.
Is it now?
Was there a spirit possessed scene in the Scooby-Doo show?
I do not remember.
Say if an OP character gets dropped in Avatar Last Airbender during the first season, decides to obliterate the Fire Nation to where they are no longer a threat to the world and resolve the... Alright, clearly that message needs more information.
Thought you were.
Would Toph not have any relevance?
Oh, the conflict with...
Probably, yeah.
Most of the characters... I would argue Zuko wouldn't have any relevance.
Warming up.
Technically, a lot of characters, like Boomy, wouldn't have relevance. The White Lotus wouldn't have relevance.
Okay, Mangler, did
Is-
Team Winchester ever kill Castiel?
He killed Castiel. No, but he tried to kill him multiple times. Does that count?
Zim, are you saying Mega Stuffed Oreos are garbage? They fucking are, bro.
This thing's really worth to that soul-sucking ghoul.
We
He
could
said
convince
yes.
Volgrim to throw in a little. The artifact in exchange for information.
Man, he should be leading us by the hand.
Let us return to Volgrim then. For his sake, I hope we find his generosity greatly.
Wasn't Boomy the first choice of being the one to teach Aang earthbending? Yeah. I don't think the writers
Yes.
ever explained why Boomy wasn't, like, picked. I think Boomy himself says, like, you need a different teacher.
He specifically says you need someone who waits and listens before striking. Like I guess he's trying to imply that he needs a teacher that's more so akin to patience, because I think he's trying to teach Aang that kind of patience. That's also the writer's way of saying we're not doing earthbending yet. This is book 1 water. Get the fuck out of here. Which begs the question, why did they even do an earthbending episode to begin with?
Probably just to show off earthbending and earthbending culture.
Done it.
A lot of the side episodes of Avatar were specifically made to show off the world building of the culture.
You're pretty excited over a shiny rock, Volgrim.
They were, but they were in the Earth Kingdom. They could have done that without that. I think they just did Boomy because they were in Omashu. Because most of the first couple episodes are literally Aang just fucking around and running all over the world trying to find like all of his old friends and go to the places he went like 100 years ago.
Yeah, that's funny. You only ever see Aang's earthbending friend and his airbending master is dead, but there's nothing else beyond that.
Look closer.
Ooh, finally some room to stretch my legs. Oh, what are you all looking at? Oh, Volgrim, you're alive. Looks like our arrangements still stand.
The stone was a prison.
Is this how you treat all your business associates? Noted.
None of this matters. We must find Lucifer. What do you know?
Question for you, Mangler. What do you say is the best type of soup?
What do you want with that piece of work?
All things are connected, Horseman.
I like wheat soup.
White potato.
Captured while seeking an item of great importance to
But
Lucifer.
white potato is a family recipe that I've had for years.
Bound to me.
Boomy said he was captured, so Boomy couldn't teach Aang earthbending.
No, because they meet
was
before that.
that was in. Yeah, that was in book 2. They meet him in episode 6 of book 1. And Boomy's in full control of the city. He's just like, yeah, well, listen, you need someone else. And then when he actually comes back there, he's like, well, listen, I've already mastered water bending, sort of. I need you to teach me earth bending because you can be freed. I'm like, well, I kind of don't really want to leave because it's just not the right time, even though I can earth bend and this metal cage doesn't even really stop me.
Hang on. Did Dean hold back the whole show? I don't know how he could hold back the whole show when like he's one of the most popular characters.
I don't think that's possible, considering he has so many fights where he's beaten within an inch of his life. And I don't use that as a term of phrase. There are literally times where he's been beaten so black and blue he's barely conscious, and a couple more fists punches would probably kill him.
It's called the
Remember,
contains the power
remember,
of 1,000 suns.
this is stated to contain the power of 1,000 suns. And yet VSB is convinced no one in Darksiders can scale to the Ember Core. This would have been a device that was created by somebody to contain the power of 1,000 suns. Nobody scales, apparently.
Anyways, let's see here. But who we want to teaching firebending? Okay, how about this? I meant around season 1 finale when Zhao was gathering his Northern Water Tribe invasion force. What?
So I'm guessing it would throw a wrench in Lucifer's
So Aang's teachers ultimately were Katara, Zuko, and Toph.
That's a good bit.
Anything that gets us closer.
Because he didn't really do
Well,
water.
in reality, they should have been Paku, Boomy, and what's his name? The firebender,
John.
the deserter, Zhang. Yeah, no, it should. Well, Zhang literally taught him firebending for a period of time.
No, Zhang's
And then he's like, well,
firebending was so fucking like weird.
It was very strict, yeah, and then it was also like very unconventional. Yeah, hold this thing that's on fire, and then bend it once it burns.
Well, no, that wasn't the test. That wasn't what he was supposed to do. That's just what he did because he was a fucking idiot. What he was.
He was testing his breathing and his patience because you need to be able to master breathing to do firebending correctly.
Yes, which I find it kind of ironic that an airbender has to practice breathing.
Dude, I bet you Aang is like, what the hell? All I've been doing is breathing. I've literally lived at the highest elevated point in the entire world for most of my life. Don't tell me to practice breathing. I probably have better lung capacity than the rest of you fucks.
I mean, if we're being honest, so what the test was supposed to be control. Because John basically has PTSD from the Fire Nation and is deathly afraid of fire. He's not afraid of it, but he's a lot more...
He's just wary and extremely cautious.
He's a lot more scared of his own ability than he has any right to be.
Yeah, then Bossy Say comes around and he's like, alright, the Eclipse, baby, let's go!
You got it at least once.
Eviscerates Devil's Heel. Ooh.
Question for Mangler, what is the best type of donuts? Chocolate covered regular donuts. I'm not into the fucking cum donuts you guys all like.
I just eat the regular glazed.
Yeah, your cum donuts.
You know, why don't you go just go fuck yourself real quick?
I don't know. I agree with you, Zim. Thank you, Night Slayer. Thank you. I know I'm always right, but it's nice to be told every now and again.
Maybe if I get enough souls, I can buy my friend.
Oh!
There we go. Got the heal shot.
So what do you think Earth Kingdom and Water Tribe decided to do with the Fire Nation being defeated for them? Do you think they would decide to invade their land out of retribution? The Earth Kingdom would probably for sure invade the Fire Nation. The Water Tribe probably wouldn't give a fuck, because the Water Tribe wasn't really at war with the Fire Nation, because the Southern Water Tribe had lost connection, and the North Water Tribe wasn't really fighting them.
The Northern Water Tribe was mainly just scouting their waters and being like very territorial. They were just trying to keep their people and their culture intact. They didn't want to like expand aggressively. They just wanted to keep their entire like civilization going peacefully, because they knew what happened to the Southern Water Tribe.
Well, no, they didn't actually. That's one of the things that's talked about. They're like, we lost contact with you guys like 50 years ago. We had no idea what happened to you guys.
And then the Fire Nation shows up and they're like, listen, we need every single warship in the Fire Nation or we can't beat them.
Yeah, Mangler.
That will always be one of the silliest things.
I mean, keep in mind that the water tribe literally made their entire fucking society out of shit they can bend.
Well, they also made it a fortress because if you see the layout from it, it's literally one way in, one way out, and there's multiple layers of the moat.
Yeah, but
so like
the
they
point
have they just have like an Italian like Icetopia.
yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make.
It's like go ahead.
No, by all means, go on.
Like imagine if the Fire Nation had the like I would argue the Earth Kingdom, the Air Nomad temples, and the Fire temples are nowhere near as useful for their bending types as the Water Tribe area. Imagine if the Fire temples and basically like the Fire Nation's capital had nothing but just like areas just filled with fire, just like places like constant engines and things that just burn fire just cause, and they could use them whenever they wanted to.
No, I mean the Fire Nation's being to the point where they are completely demilitarized. They have no army, no ships, no tanks, no leaders. I mean, again, it wouldn't really matter. Like, again, the Water Tribe has no reason to attack. The Water Tribe has no reason to do anything to the Fire Nation. The only people who really would care are the Earth Kingdom because they've been like directly fighting a war for 100 years.
Wait, so what scenario is this? Is this just if someone gets dropped in and decides to obliterate them?
I guess
how much damage have
Madara
they
showed
done
up
to
and decided to destroy the Fire Nation for some reason.
Well, it's just like you know nothing of history or of power or something.
Mangler, where do you kill God of War? They'll probably give you the
starts
answer
mumbling. Oh, go ahead. Starts mumbling about the cycle of hatred, and then just drops a meteor on Fire Nation's capital. Continues him.
Question for you and Mangler. What would you say is the best type of cake? Oh.
Angel food.
It can only exist to forge weapons that stand against the forces
goes in.
and to tear down the work of the makers.
Delicious cake. I gotta give you some angel food if you haven't. Hopefully there's some in Cali.
I gotta give you some angel food. What the fuck is this?
That's a great question.
I've never seen this before. Well, I think I've seen it once or twice, but I've never had it.
Are you actually looking at a picture of angel food right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of angel food because I've never heard of it.
How about we do some tearing down of our own?
So keep in mind, the Ember Core is located at the Inferno Vault, which is stated to be the area where they literally build weapons designed to stand against the forces of heaven. But no one scales to it, apparently.
Okay. Mangler, my question.
At least that's what VSB claims.
Jeremy, buddy, that question will be answered in the God of War video later this week. Just don't worry.
It's literally gonna just be patient.
It'll be out on Tuesday probably. Just be patient. The answer will come out, and we won't have to keep answering this question. Mangler, how many weapons do the Winchester Brewers have? Do Winchester Brewers have unlimited? They don't have unlimited weapons. They just have whatever's on them at the time.
Too many weapons. Too many weapons. Well, okay, are we talking total weapons, or what do they carry in the Impala?
What the fuck is... Oh, that's their car, right?
Yeah, that's their car.
Yeah, no, but the, Honestly, if Aang would have just chosen to be more bloodthirsty throughout the series, Avatar probably would have ended in, like, one season, maybe.
Maybe at the beginning of the second season.
Because
they do point out, like, he could beat the Fire Lord if he went into the Avatar state. It was just fully bloodlusted.
Well, he doesn't even...
The general had the right idea.
Remember that Monkey Atsu killed several firebenders, and they were all amped by Sozin's comet. So this means
So
the
you're
air
just asking him to
nomads-
suffocate people?
Yeah, well, real talk for a minute. Air Nomads would have been the strongest faction. Well, no, I'd say that'd be the second strongest because I still think the Fire Nation overall, if you were smarter about it, you could beat the Air Nomads pretty easily.
Well, technically. Korra shows that airbenders, if they actually clear their mind of all earthly thoughts, they can actually learn to fly. So, not only would they get the ability to suffocate you and be the hardest thing to hit in the verse, they can also fly.
Okay,
Which
so
only
that's not very scalable to anybody really, because all the Air Nomads have earthly connections.
No, I'm saying if he let go of his earthly connections,
Well, the problem is that,
which
like,
technically he was about to do that, but then he was just like, "Oh, Katara."
Anyways, best cake
Sorry.
is gonna be either strawberry or vanilla or white cake. Chocolate can be hit or miss. 2 more questions. What would Zuko?
White cake is solid.
What?
I said white cake is solid, but it's basic.
Yeah, but chocolate's fucking like too. It can be either just right or too much depending on what type of chocolate you have. Strawberry's pretty good all the time.
Oh, I was never.
Also, like, it depends on the slice.
I was never supporting chocolate.
What would Zuko end up doing? And would Roku in his spirit form try to talk to the OP character? No. Roku doesn't really do anything. He only talks to Aang every once in a while, and he does it like very sporadically. It's not until the end of the series where Aang can talk to people. And I don't know. I've never really liked Avatar's ending when it comes to how the Fire Lord gets beaten. Because it's such a massive cop-out for a series that went out of its way to show the realities of things.
It's also something that, like, if you were watching on television broadcast, you were literally waiting for years for that finale. And when it finally comes and you get a 4-part finale like you did with, season 1, it just feels so satisfying for most of the fight, especially when he goes into the Avatar state for the fight. The fight is amazing, even though it's just Ozai running away like a little bitch. It's still extremely satisfying to watch him get thrown around like a rag doll, like a coward.
Is it really a
But then,
coward when, like, the guy you're fighting literally just basically has access to all the moves?
Yeah, he is a fucking coward because he brought it all on himself, and then the moment the guy becomes a threat, he's like, I'm just gonna dip. Like, no, reap what you sow, asshole. You created this entire circumstance. You don't just get to walk away.
I mean, he tried to square up. It just didn't end well for him.
No, he tried to square up in like 5 seconds and was like, okay, I'm running now. The first attack didn't work. The rest of them probably won't work. Bye-bye.
I mean, he didn't do a terrible job, all things considered. He was literally able to keep pace with Aang. Because it's not until, like, near the end of the fight where he starts getting ragdolled with ease. Like, he's able to keep up pace with, like, a fully bloodlusted Avatar amped by Sozin's comment, you know?
You might have to watch that fight again, because Aang literally knocks his hand aside, punches him across the room, and then proceeds to just chase him the entire fight.
Let me look this up. Aang versus Ozai.
But specifically, Avatar State Aang versus Ozai. I'd say there's more of a back and forth in the first part when he's not in the Avatar State, and Aang's just running away.
Okay, let me see. Alright, so Aang just activated the Avatar State because he got hit in the back. Very convenient.
Very convenient at that exact spot, yeah. Just, shoot you.
Yeah, Aang hits his hand to the side. And then proceeds to air blast him back.
He literally tumbles like 4 or 5 times.
Alright. Alright, so here's Aang creating the little planet around him.
Oh yeah, doesn't he spend like 5 seconds bending all the elements around him to make like a sphere of like 4 elements or something?
Yeah, he literally basically creates like a miniaturized planet around him. I say planet like that's the best thing I can compare the shape to, not like he actually created a fucking planet.
Doesn't he just make a sphere of like water, air, fire, and earth?
No, so he makes a spear out of air so he can fly around with it. So Aang can effectively fly without having the restriction of like losing it. And then he creates a hyper condensed set of rocks around him. And he condenses like a river around him. And then he just creates a fire circle that's literally pointless. Like, the water and the earth makes sense. The fire circle does not.
Dude, the Earth was probably the most useful thing because he actually uses it like a machine gun.
Well,
Because
yeah,
he can fire it out like shrapnel.
Yeah, because he condenses like a fucking boulder to a small ass fucking rock. Okay, you're right. Ozai's just getting fucking creamed over here.
He's literally running the entire fight because he realizes, oh my god, I am going to die. I think you're thinking of the first part of the fight.
Hang on, I'm still watching. Maybe a boy Ozai will bounce back.
I think he throws a couple attacks at him, and then he just gets grabbed.
He's not bouncing back.
No, he gets waterboarded with that fucking air spear. I think there's a moment where Aang bumps him and just carries him through the battlefield on the air spear.
Yeah, Ozai basically got beat by waterbending. Well, I say...
Even without the Avatar, Aang was actually beating Ozai in the fight. He wasn't technically beating him, but Ozai couldn't hit him, and there is a moment where he could have redirected lightning back at him if he chose to, and Ozai was caught completely off guard. So there are multiple moments where he could have actually seriously wounded Ozai without the Avatar state.
No,
he just chose not to.
Ozai does throw some hits out at him to try and fight him. It's just that Aang just consistently fucking Aang just has like more advantages because he has so much more elements to work with. But Ozai can keep up with him.
Aang versus Goku with equal stats.
What?
I'm gonna Aang versus Goku with equal stats. Let's say Ultra Instinct is kind of a problem.
Not necessarily, because Goku still needs to breathe.
Isn't helping him gonna upset the scales?
Okay, so are we saying like a bloodlusted Aang, like what?
So
it's just like, oh, that.
Well, you don't even
that Ultra Instinct
you don't
pretty
have
good.
to, you don't have to kill Goku. You can literally just like suffocate him enough for him to pass out. Like you don't have to necessarily kill him.
Or he can energy bend him.
I don't think energy bending would work, honestly. I'm gonna give a hot take here. I think Goku has a stronger will than Aang.
In the Avatar state, though?
Yeah. Goku's will and commitment is far better than Aang's. And also, Aang doesn't bend in the Avatar state, though. He never energy bends in the Avatar state.
That's actually wrong. He energy bends in the Avatar state in Korra.
Oh well, we're not talking about a bad
series. He breaks out of blood. No, it's not a bad series. Shut your fucking mouth. But he literally breaks out of blood bending using the Avatar state and then energy bends immediately afterwards.
Yeah, no, but the ending to Avatar will always be the weakest part of the series because the message you can take away from it is that there's always a way not to kill somebody.
Whatever Lucifer is planning.
But I would point out that like that's very unrealistic.
The council wouldn't be happy.
I think a better way would have been if the message was most scenarios have a way not to kill someone, but there are certain ones where it is unavoidable. That would have been a better message.
People say Zuko's the fastest character. No, they all scaled to him anyways. Even without the Avatar state, Aang was yeah. So I'm gonna say Aang would probably, if we're talking Aang using his full kit, would probably be Goku. That one could potentially go either way, but if like Aang's going fully serious, Goku probably loses. Aang just has way more advantages than Goku in an equalized fight. Because you have to remember something very important here. And in an equalized scenario, you would be equalizing Aang's bending shields against Goku's energy blasts.
So the Avatar State is a massive problem because the Avatar State's main utility isn't just making Aang stronger. It's giving him access to all the skills, knowledge, and capabilities of all the avatars throughout the entire line. So that's like basically saying, like, hey Goku, what if we gave you all the fighting skills of like the entire Saiyan race at the same time?
Why would you want to downgrade
and
Goku?
have them like running collectively through your mind.
Why would you want to downgrade Goku?
Well, okay, maybe I gotta say this better. Like, what if we gave you like literally thousands of other examples of like other Gokus with completely different fighting styles and backgrounds running through your mind at the same time?
Goku see Aang will have no ki, he will hold back. Yeah, for like 1 minute, but then when Aang actually demonstrates he has abilities and can fight, Goku's just gonna go all out on him. The only problem is that Goku, and again I've talked about this repeatedly, Goku has one of the worst. Goku as a Dragon Ball character has one of the worst kits for an equalized fight in general. He's too honest of a fighter.
He's also very fair. Because he'll usually let people power up if necessary. If he wants to have a good fight. Also, if he genuinely thinks they're a good person, he'll usually let them go all out. Because he doesn't feel too bad about them. This is especially if he's also not bloodlusted, which he has no reason to. He's going to look at Aang and be like, oh, you're a pretty chill dude. Aang is literally like one of the nicest people in like his series.
You're gonna find out that Aang,
also in general,
Aang just banged Chi-Chi and goes out for revenge for getting NTR'd.
He's like, listen, I'm not normally bloodlusted, but I haven't been this bad since Krillin died. The second time.
Both Goku and Ichigo are really bad equalized stats. Yeah. Oh, Ichigo probably has it worse than Goku equalized, if I'm being honest.
No, he doesn't. He has a slightly better kit.
What would Ichigo have access to that Goku would not have better access to, or like a better counter
to? Better instinctive reaction, better like heat manipulation, better soul manipulation.
Instinctive reaction, like at all? Or
yes, he does.
Okay.
He has multiple statements from the characters that when they're about to hit him, he instinctively uses attacks and dodges out of the way. Or when he's getting hit by attacks that he has no way of knowing or dodging. So Ulquiorra literally states that when he's about to hit him, when he gets Speed Blitz, that he instinctively used Getsuga right when his head was about to be cut off, and if he hadn't done it at the exact moment, his head would be on the ground. One of the Squad Zero guys, when he punches Ichigo in the middle of the healing pool, when Ichigo's not expecting it, keep in mind, you don't even see the punch, or you don't see Ichigo's punch. He punches Ichigo across the water, and then later he actually says, like, a couple of the bones in my wrist are broken. When I struck him, he reflexively attacked me at the moment that I hit him. You don't even see Ichigo actually throw the punch. Also, Ichigo's been able to dodge while he's also, like, meditating, and has been able to dodge while also asleep.
Alright, fair enough.
And there's a couple of examples. Okay. He's also fought Kenpachi, who can also instinctively react to people.
Source?
And there's a couple other people. There's a lot of people in...
Source?
Dude, Kenpachi was literally trapped in a dome where he couldn't use any of his senses except for touch. And the way he fights Tozen is literally just like, listen, I can't see, smell, hear, or sense spiritual pressure, but I felt a tug at the waist of my coat, and I'm going to react the instant your attack literally touches a part of my coat, and then I'm going to start dodging things predictably.
Though. It's just the second he feels it, he like willingly moves.
And so he starts moving without the touch.
No. I've seen the fight, but that's not because that's not instinctive reaction. He just figures out how Tozen fights.
No. He literally doesn't, though. He's literally using his
when he grabs Tozen's blade, I figured out the trick. Your next hit's not gonna work on me.
Yeah, because of how Suzumushi works.
He's not
Because
instinctively reacting.
no,
He
no,
knows how
it's-
Tozen attacks.
he literally says like, now that I am holding the blade, I can hold you.
Source.
Don't make me do this.
You're wank.
I'm pretty sure there's other feats as well. Also, I was gonna say as well, technically Ichigo has probably, I would say probably sufficient heat manipulation to burn Goku.
Well, hang on. Are we
like,
are we including heat manipulation as like its own thing? Because Goku's ki blasts are hot. They do produce heat.
Are they hot enough to evaporate an ocean?
Technically, can Ichigo even do that normally? Wasn't that just because he was empowering his Zanpakuto?
No, his spiritual pressure was so when they were literally trying to, like, what's it called?
I know the scene in question.
Cool his Zanpakuto.
Yes.
All of the water. You understand that the water is used to actually cool the heat of the spiritual pressure, but they had to use all of the water in that entire ocean to do it, because the heat of his spiritual pressure was so hot. Also, there are other statements in descriptions, such as when he fights his Hollow, and he specifically says the power of Zangetsu was literally burning up the air around him.
Fake news.
It's not just like strong; it's like actively getting hotter.
Fake news. No sources.
Also, he can. I would argue he probably has better energy blasts than Goku as well, because he can literally manipulate Getsuga into like any type of projectile that he wants.
No, he can't. It's just
at least during the 1,000-Year Blood War. Yes, he can. So in the 1,000-Year Blood War, he could literally direct it into like from like an energy beam to a wave slash to literally anything. Did you just say fuck the 1,000-Year Blood War?
No, all of your feats. Oh, yeah, Ichigo did this in the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. In the 1,000-Year Blood War
Most of them are just him swinging his sword or picking up his sword. It's not even anything impressive.
Silence, you slut. There are other questions. We'll come back to this later. Adult Sasuke versus Ichigo, equal stats. I'm going to give that to Sasuke.
Sasuke probably is a better arsenal, you know. Wait. Actually, hang on. Can Sasuke actually fight anyone with instinctive reaction?
The Sharingan basically is instinctive reaction, or if not, it would let him counter it. Also, he has the Rinnegan, which basically fucks over all of Ichigo's main form of attacks. Because in an equalized matchup, you would assume the Rinnegan would be able to... Well, actually, no, the Rinnegan does affect souls and soul-like energy.
No, it can't affect souls, but it's... I'm not disagreeing with that.
Like, if Ichigo Getsuga Tenshos, Sasuke just Rinnegan the blast and just absorbs it. Unless it's been shown to be well, no, it's equalized, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, no, there's no argument here.
Well, it wouldn't really matter if it was equalized. It's a matter of whether or not you'd be able to absorb Getsuga, especially if it's inflicted with hollow energy.
Well, the problem is that hollow energy is just spiritual energy. Hollow is just different types of souls.
So the problem is that even in Bleach, they specifically confirmed that like hollow energy and even things like Fullbringer energy, well, they do come from. They're just spiritual pressure. They're different types of spiritual pressure. They're not treated as the same thing.
Unless that spiritual pressure specifically states it cannot be absorbed, we would not treat it.
So the problem is that the characters, when they're actively sensing it with their senses, they're literally confirming that it's like alien-like, or it doesn't even feel like spiritual pressure.
Yes, but it's ultimately the same. It ultimately comes from souls, though, right? So for Sasuke's purposes, it wouldn't matter. Unless you, again,
I'm saying it'd be a little weird to assume you could just absorb it wholesale.
I'm just gonna put it to you this way. Unless you can prove it has a property that would be relevant for this discussion, we would never assume, in the case of a generalization like this, because we are generalizing Sasuke's ability to affect soul-like energy, that would matter. Like
it's fine for it to affect like spirits and stuff.
Well, the problem is that hollows are ultimately spirits. They're just a different variation of the same energy source. Pretty sure hollow reishi is poisonous for normal humans and Shinigami. No, like half the fucking.
It is.
It is.
It is. Yes, it's poisonous for humans and Quincy's. Only Reapers have antibodies against it. You can't really like touch it normally.
But that's not
It also
true,
technically
though.
can erode souls. It is.
No, because Uryu's able to absorb the Reishi from a hollow.
When?
During his fight against that one hollow chick, he uses the sword to break apart the Reishi particles of her weapon.
No. He does not. So he does not. Okay, so when he uses Zayla Schneider, he divides the energy and the blade and absorbs it into Zayla Schneider. He doesn't absorb it into his body. And then he fires it as an arrow. If they get it inside their body, then it becomes poisonous for them.
Valve released a program where it allows users to play games for 9 minutes without paying. Basically, how players test the game. Oh
Also,
no! Oh, that sounds
guys,
like
where
Valve's
am I
gonna get rid
going?
of their refund policy.
Zim, I might be a little, what's the term? Lost?
Alright. Mangler, for God's sakes, you're just
I'm a
gonna
little-
ask me to look this up.
No. I would never even dare.
What mission are you even on?
I'm not asking you to look it up, but hey, if you look it up and I happen to hear the information, then I mean, that'd be really convenient.
Cards over here. We're fine. Hang on. What level are you on? Do you know what level you're on?
Probably on level 3. Oh yeah, the Infernal Vault. Oh wait! I have a map. Hang on. I have a map.
Do you still need me to look it up?
Probably not. I started turning on my brain.
Good, because you know.
Oh wait, no, this
good
is
because that's not always on.
Hey, shut up.
Can Gear 5 counter Avatar State? I'm gonna say Gear 5 probably could because Tomb Force, no, because he can be burned. Luffy got burned by Kaido while using Gear 5. Although, give it time. I suspect the Tomb Force Luffy, overall though, it would probably counter it. Like, I don't think Luffy would need to breathe with Gear 5 active.
Does he have white hair
What about
when he's
Naruto
using?
equal stats? What do you mean by Naruto equal stats? Could you clarify your question, please? Because that was a bit while back. Regarding whether or not that poisoned Sasuke, I'm just gonna point out that, like, technically the Rinnegan just absorbs it itself, and that's it. I don't really know if that would, like, apply, because that's an alien physiology on top of, like, the Rinnegan just being, like, fucking ridiculous. The Rinnegan has one of the silly... The Rinnegan's just a really fucking silly ocular upgrade. I think it also has void manipulation as well. I could be wrong on that one. How well will Naruto do in equalized fights? That depends on what version of Naruto. Because, like, if we're talking Sage of Six Paths Naruto, he's actually not terrible in equalized fights. He doesn't suffer the same problem Goku does.
I was gonna say he's better than Goku. That's not much of a milestone, but if you're better than Goku, that's at least better than having the worst kid in the world. Oh, well, actually, there's a lot of stuff down there. Seems to be a couple things I can gather. Val beating the dead dog that is epic. Are they? Zim Mangler's audio.
Yeah, guys, I've already explained that, like, laptop-wise, it's gonna be a little up in the air.
Can you hear me?
Well, no, your audio's fine. It's just fucking, how I say something that makes sense. It's just that the way it's on the thing is weird.
Ah, yes, the thing. I understand this.
Did you pass the semester or not? He hasn't graded any of my fucking papers.
Wow, that actually did a lot of damage.
Too bad I consume so much chocolate that using it at one time can cause you to get exhausted. Is Cartoon Fight Club still making videos? I don't know. I've said this before, but like I don't really watch too many versus scalers on YouTube. I just rather do my own research.
I think they make videos, but I don't know if they make the same videos. Although I'm not too sure about that.
They're still making videos?
Okay, I need to find a way to do it.
Yeah, it looks like their last video was Henry Stickman versus Among Us. And they've done rap battles recently as well.
Bro, how is it not letting me make that? I'm clearly on top of that surface.
Vegeta does worse than Goku in equalized matchups.
Which is silly, because he has a larger arsenal. You'd think he would, but they just haven't, like...
The problem is
Ultra
that
Instinct
Ultra
is
Instinct is
just
just...
better.
Ultra Instinct is better than anything in Vegeta's arsenal. Like, Vegeta's only abilities, he technically has Spirit Manipulation now, and Defusion as an attack, technically.
And he does have teleportation, though he literally said that he'll refuse to use it because it's Goku's technique. Which is stupid, because it's one of his better abilities. He's like, no, that's Goku's thing. I'm like, Goku didn't create the ability, you stupid. What's wrong with you?
Death Battle's cool regards to the accuracy of the match, lol. How good is Doomslayer or Guy with equalized stats? He's fucking terrible with equalized stats. His only advantage is that he's indestructible and that he just fights over and over. Death Battle is cool. Doomslayer is 6D, by the way, at VSB. How do we get 6D? How do we go from 5 to 6? Mangler, could you stop sucking ass?
Trying to make the jump. It's not working. Oh, okay, so that area was slightly higher.
Death Battle's cool as a concept. Whatever. WE is just whatever. Death Battle makes the fights a bit short. Yeah, because they're expensive. You have to understand, animation is not cheap. Especially animation Death Battle does. Like, Death Battle's animation, like, their 2D animation is cheaper than their 3D, but make no mistake, animation is not cheap. I'll give, do it, Zim, animate for Death Battle and gain thousands of bucks at best. I mean, you joke, but, like, I'm pretty sure Death Battle pays their animators well, or at least they pay most of their animators well. There's no way to have people coming back as consistently as they do if they didn't fucking, like, pay their animators well. Better research the Death Battle. I'm not too sure about that. How good is Virgil with equalized stats? DMC characters are good with equalized stats because they have healing factors and other hacks. Honestly, if Virgil just has healing factor, he'd be great in equalized stats. Mangler, my question. How far will Dean Winchester go into the Dragon Ball Superverse?
Do I get to include Chuck?
No.
Because if not very far.
You do not.
At all. I was going to say, like, it is technically part of his arsenal, although it is outside help. Because it's literally how the plot of the actual series works.
That's literally what you say every time for Supernatural. Oh yeah, it's technically part of the arsenal.
I know, but that's literally what the story is. The entire show is written by Chuck. I'm sorry, I didn't write the series. He couldn't have been any more clear than the fact that he's like, man, I'm a writer. Like, you guys are my favorite TV show. Like, bro, I didn't come up with this shit. I just explain it. I'm sorry. Wait. Can you still hear me? Or did
Yeah,
I cut out? Oh, okay. I forget that I can't hear them. Well, then again, I do have the stream paused. I just paused it so I can check the chat.
Don't even ask about Fate. Yeah, don't even fucking ask about it.
Yeah, none of us know anything about it. Okay, we're going back to this door, and we're gonna hope that it's open.
The most I know about Fate is there's a lot of porn around it, and Cyber taught me the other day that Miyamoto Musashi is an American weeaboo for some reason.
I know that Fate has a couple routes that you have to watch for some of the movies or something, and that's what I know about Fate.
Zim's horny side would love read Suki, whatever the fuck that is. What is a weeaboo? A weeaboo is a concept we use for people in Western worlds who have a overt fondness for Japanese culture. Not respect.
And media.
It's more like they have a fetish for it.
Yeah. It's not exactly intended to be a positive thing.
Like, how to say this way it makes sense? It's like if
it's like calling someone a furry.
Are in Japan, like, you know, I'm just talking about. That's it. These people will dress up like samurai and speak Japanese words when English is fine.
It's like calling someone a furry for how much they like Japanese culture.
Also, Mangler, my question. What the hell is the question? Roxas versus V equals stats. Mangler.
Roxas.
Do you think Roxas wins that?
Yes.
Westaboo
because he's an actual
are
nobody.
More brain dead than weeaboos to BH? No.
Oh wait. Did I say Roxas? Sorry, I meant to say V. The fuck?
There's plenty of things to like the West over. The only fucking problem is that there's also like a lot of flaws with it. The same thing with like Japan and like Japanese culture. Like Japan looks amazing on the surface, and visiting Japan is probably really fucking cool. But living in Japan and working in Japan are two very different beasts.
Oh, it kind of depends on where you're working.
No,
I'd
Japanese
say
work
the bigger
is terrible across the board.
Not necessarily for foreigners. They don't have the same cultural expectation for you. But that also comes with the drawbacks that if you're a foreigner, you need to be careful with certain laws there, or you can have a not fun time legally.
Be anime creator gets fined only. If you're referring to the guy who made Runin Kenshin, there's a little bit more around that scenario, as I've explained in the past. Japan's age of consent is not as high as the rest of the world legally. It's only on a social level where it's on the same par of the rest of the world.
How do we get this to...
It's 16? No, it's not! Fuck, how many times do I have to fucking explain this to you people? I literally had this.
Oh.
I literally discussed this with Kyle. It's fucking 13. They're in the process of changing it to 16. It used to be 12. They actually bumped it up by a year. Fuck. Japan's age of consent is one of the worst on the planet right now, but it looks like they're changing it to 16, which is actually a much better number. I mean, it's still trash, but much better number than 13.
Who is Roxas? He's a nobody.
How long are you waiting to use that joke?
Not actually that long, because nobody asked me any questions about Roxas.
Somewhere in this world it's 11 or lower? Yeah, I know. Like, there's lower age of consent, but Japan is still one of the worst. Dude, like, we literally were doing a fucking Far Cry stream with Kyle about this, where I explained the age of consent in different parts of the world.
One of the many reasons I choose not to hide behind a ridiculous mask.
But...
Wait, that's not a mask?
I've already discussed the age of consent enough. There doesn't need to be a 5th or 6th stream regarding the conversation focused on that. There's no reason for that.
Oh, got it, finally. Aha. Oh, great. I was hoping I could get to this door without any interruptions.
Mangler really out here disrespecting my boy? No.
I didn't disrespect anybody. I just said the truth of the matter. Is he not a nobody?
Answer my questions then, please. What question? How good is Alucard from Helsing equalize stats? He's really good, actually. His healing factor is disgusting. Even without Schrodinger, there's like no real consensus on how you properly put him down outside restriction level 0. And in an equalized fight, he would never go restriction level 0. Dracula has plot manipulation? Sure he does, buddy. Sure he does. I believe you. Sure he does. Hey, look, my notating is wrong. Isn't he technically a former nobody like Axel?
I mean, yeah, he technically has his body, but like, still a nobody.
Wow, man, that's kind
He'll
of rude.
always be a nobody.
The fight inside Japan's
No,
he it still has lower R and cheese pizza rates compared to the rest of the Western nations, including US, UK, Germany, and France. I mean, I can tell you the reason for why, but you're not gonna like the answer. It has less to do with Japan's like. There's a reason for that. You're not gonna like the answer, but like the reason has anything to do with the Japanese people being good or anything like that. If that makes sense. The reason there's lower counts of all that is because they have no free time for fucking anything. Do you understand Japan has like 12-hour workdays?
Oh, puzzle platforming.
Also,
my favorite type of platforming.
Have to do with that? Is there a science correlation I'm not aware of? The amount of R that happens to your nation correlates to the amount of cheese pizza your nation eats? Mangler, is this a new police study I'm not aware of?
Sorry, what?
No? What do you mean no? Japan has some of the worst work laws on the planet. You're working like 12 hours a day. Actually watch videos about people who work in Japan and they'll tell you they wake up like at 6 a.m., go in at 8, and then they don't leave till like fucking 8 o'clock at night.
Is this the kind of fun
really?
you're hoping for, brother?
I'm saying no, the brother's comment. Oh. Cheese pizza is slang for... Oh. I actually ran into a problem with that acronym because in the Fist of the North Star game, there's a mechanic called channeling points. So if you abbreviate channeling points, it comes out to C and the other letter. So I was asking them, hey, whose C has come out in the game? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because they abbreviated CMP instead of what it's supposed to be, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense if you guys are all a bunch of fucking freaks.
I have to go eat something. I'll be right back.
Motherfucker. Is there overtime in Japan? No, I think overtime's just kind of like expected. I don't think like you actually get paid. I mean, you probably do pay skill issues in. It's not a skill issue. Why the fuck would you assume 2 letters instantly mean the worst possible outcome? It isn't? I'm joking, lol. Nah, like, it's really fucking sad when you think about it. Best rooms from Japan go? Well, I've never been to Japan, so I can't tell you that. But you know, whatever. Everything's now is possible interpretation for reals. Chinese food? Good question. I kind of like the teriyaki chicken. Other than their work rate, I think it's also racism that affects Japan. The Japanese are incredibly. The Japanese are very zealous and they're not very open to outsiders. No, no, no. The Japanese are not accepting of cultures and other types of people. No, like you have to understand something. You think there's a problem against the Asians in the West because there is. Zam teriyaki is Japanese, not Chinese. Fuck. What about noodles? Where does noodles fall in? Not ramen noodles, just regular noodles. The thing is Japan is just as worse or just as bad, if not. Actually, I'm gonna say Japan might be worse in their treatment of other cultures and races than the West is, and that's saying something because the West is really fucking bad about it. Not at all cultures, because I'm gonna tell you right fucking now, not all cultures are made equal, and they're not all good. I'm just gonna throw one out there now. When people tell you all
Really,
cultures should be
really
respected
providing that
equally,
wholesomeness.
no. Bro, Japan deserved so much more penalties after World War II. The fact that they got away practically scot-free is fucking absurd.
They got away scot-free with being nuked to hell twice. And having
You know what?
generational defects. Having generational defects for the next several hundred years.
Oh yeah, because there were so many survivors to experience those defects.
There actually were, because how an actual defect works. I don't know if you know anything about how a nuclear bomb works.
I know how it fucking works. You don't have to explain it to
Well,
me.
then shut your mouth. Don't make stupid comments then.
No, fuck you. Stop being me. Don't correct people because they're wrong. My brother doesn't like
Listen,
having.
would
My
you
brother
prefer
is.
me say?
Go on.
Would you prefer me say actually?
Yes, pull out the glasses. And also, I'm not making a stupid comment. The radiation wasn't even affecting that many defects in general. There weren't that many things that were correlated to the bombs.
It was. There were tens of thousands of cases of people that were affected by the radiations from Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
I don't think that's actually correct. I don't think the fallout was that massive. Otherwise, it would have blanketed more of the country because Japan's not that big.
It was usually carried to the
Have you ever been to a
surrounding
Japanese
areas,
restaurant? Apparently, I have not been to a
and then on
Japanese
global,
restaurant.
global current winds through the west, specifically through the top Midwest sections of the United States, then into the
You
Pacific.
know, there was a guy who survived both nukes. Cannot like in actual real life, there was a guy who survived Nagasaki. No, Hiroshima was the first one. A guy survived Hiroshima, so he got on a train to make it in time for his job in Nagasaki, and then survived the second bomb in Nagasaki.
Well, see, Zim, what was actually happening was that he was just practicing for the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies.
Question for you, Mangler. What would you say is the best type of chips? Ridged regular chips or lemon hot chips?
Question for you, United Slayer. What the hell is with all these food questions?
He's hungry. Let the boy cook.
Oh. He's been hungry for like 2 hours.
I've been hungry since the day I was born. You should have said cheddar and sour cream. Cheddar and sour cream sucks ass. Who can say where the road goes? Barbecue is trash. Barbecue fucking sucks. I have tried so many times to try barbecue and like it. It's just I don't even like regular barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce in general just sucks. Everything sucks. No. But it does show people should move on from World War II events. Germany still guilt trips itself for no reason. No, no, no. Germany was like Germany lost
Germany's
two.
denial. What the
No,
fuck?
Germany's not in denial. Like
Germany's
if you go talk about the we'll call it the cost. If you go and talk about the cost in Germany, they won't deny it. They'll just kick your ass over it.
no. I'm talking about the German government.
They're not in denial of it. They just don't want you to talk about it ever. Like they'll acknowledge it happened. They just don't want anyone to talk about it under any circumstances. Because again, like if you go into Germany and like say it wasn't real, they'll kick your ass. If you make jokes about it, they'll kick your ass. And I'm
It's
just like,
funny how Germany feels guilty. Not really. I mean, it was like one of the worst events in human history, and they were largely responsible for it. So,
largely responsible for. You mean entirely responsible for it?
well, I say largely because technically Hitler was mainly the person spearheading it.
Meanwhile, in
But in his,
Japan, never happened. Not real head. Bro, the Japanese were worse than the actual Germans. Never forget that the Japanese got off scot-free because they created hentai. If they didn't, they would have been treated just as bad.
so that's a wonderful misunderstanding that people have because they see a couple photos of what they did to the Chinese during World War II and completely forget that the entire reason we know about what the human body can endure is because of the Nazis.
Yeah, because the Japanese didn't buy
Like
our
that's
saving
a
material.
genuine like stupid level of like
No, 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 no,
disassociation.
no, no, no. The best you could argue for is that the Germans, like, just documented more material. The problem is that we have significantly more evidence of the Japanese soldiers and the Japanese scientists being just fucking cruel and malicious for the fucking
Okay,
fun of
so
it.
what would they have done that was worse than the Nazis?
Okay, what do you think the Nazis did that was worse than the Japanese to begin with? And also,
Yeah, so they literally tested the human limit in every single like scientific capacity that they could. So they dropped people in ice baths to see how long the human body would survive under those temperatures.
okay,
They had sex with
okay.
women so many times to figure out how long it would take until a woman died
Are you
after raping her.
Are you serious? Like you think that holds a candle to the Japanese? Let me give you a little story of a Chinese farmer. This was in Japanese newspapers. They held him down and he had to count how many men raped his daughter in front of him consistently, and if he lost count, they would rerun the train on her. And that was
You
standard procedure for
understand
the Japanese.
you you understand that like raping a woman until she dies is probably worse.
Mangler, the woman died. He kept losing count. Mangler, do you think these women didn't die?
I'm not saying some of them didn't die, but I'm assuming most of them died to gunshots or decapitation and
No,
shit.
no, 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 no. Let me give you. You sweets. Actually, there's a funny story about the decapitation. There's a funny story about that one. Two Japanese commanders were having a bet with each other for who could decapitate the most heads the fastest. So they lined up 100
Yep,
Chinese soldiers on either side of each other, and they just started decapitating them as fast as possible. I think they got
sounds like
tired after
Japan during
around
World War II.
30, and then one guy I think got like 43. So I guess they got solved that problem.
So you're explaining that they also can't count in addition to being assholes.
Well, it's not that they can't count. They just had to see who it was. Did they still continue to train the girl even when she is dead? I wouldn't put it past the Japanese, or at least at that point.
Probably.
Well, so the funniest thing about Japan's war
Back to
crimes,
Genesis.
or alleged war crimes, because I have to put the alleged there. There's not a lot of evidence for it. It's one of those weird cases to where all the pictures we have of it that you've seen are like the only pictures we have of it. If it wasn't for their own newspaper stories congratulating the horrors they did, and then some of the behind the scenes shits we sound like with Unit 731, there's not enough evidence to actually prove it. I think that's part of the reason they got off scot-free actually, is that like there's not enough hard evidence to prove it happened.
Dude, I can keep shooting while shadow gliding. No, we continue. Sorry.
What is
Completely unrelated.
what is WDYM? What do you mean? No, like straight up, like in a court of law, the Japanese could have just argued for conspiracy against all their victims who survived the events of the war, because the Chinese would have every incentive to make them out to be monsters. Can you answer my question, please? What question? Question from you, Mangler. What would you say is the best seafood?
I don't eat seafood.
Salmon. WDYM is what do
Wait,
you mean? Or shrimp, depending on how it's prepared. It's
wait,
what
wait,
do you
wait.
mean?
Actually, hang on. I have eaten seafood before.
No, you have
Wait,
to
but now I
understand.
have to remember which
Like,
seafood it is.
you have to understand. The Japanese
Damn it.
experimented on people. The only difference between the Japanese and the Germans is the Japanese did it for fun. The Germans did it for actual scientific purposes to see what the exact like human condition is.
Well, they did it. They did it to torture people, but the excuse was that it was for scientific reasoning.
No. Like yes, they were going to kill them off, but they did it in a way where they tried to learn about the human condition. The Japanese were just like, hey, what if I stick a giant block of ice on you like every 2 seconds and you just keep getting colder and colder? What happens? It's like, why would you do that? What's the point of that? I don't know. I just want to do it. Oh, well, I'm mad at also rape your daughter in front of you. Why are you adding this part in? No, but
How
yeah.
many people did they do this to? Because I feel like if it's not close to the ones of the Holocaust, I'd have to say the Germans were probably
Literally
worse.
every Chinese person they could get their hands on, and they got through most of China.
Yeah, I need like numbers, honestly.
Well, this is the problem. Is like I just mentioned, like the actual hard evidence is very hard to come by. Like so, we can only really do estimations. That's how Japan's gone away so easily with it.
I'd have to find some estimations later online then,
Mangler
because
literally made
like
people into
that
test.
sounds pretty
They
wonky to
literally
me.
made people into test subcases for disease. Yeah. The prisoners signed up for guards would rape prisoners after feeling abuse of power, more like after being around for like 10 seconds. I mean, if you were a Japanese soldier during like the events of the Chinese invasion, you were never really restricted in how you could treat the Chinese population. That's why most depictions of the Chinese population during the events of Japan's and like conscription of them is like super fucking brutal and horrid, and that's probably being tame in comparison to what actually happened. Honestly, as fucked as it is, I think the Italians were probably the most tame people in the Axis power, and that's mainly because they didn't really fucking do shit.
I said fuck that the Italians are the most tame. They literally lost in like 43. They were the first ones to lose.
I don't know.
They had the least amount of time as an Axis power. Also, apparently, it gathers health from my second dude while he's on weight.
And then you have Ireland, or not Ireland. I think it was Iceland, which was technically an Axis power.
Did it qualify for an Axis power?
No, I'm trying to remember the Archer joke where Archer kept remembering the neutral state was an Axis power.
Is he just saying that because they were going to be conquered by Germany?
No, there's a joke in Archer where they have to get this target, but the country the target's from was neutral. They weren't allies. But Archer instantly assumes if they're not neutral, they were part of the Axis power. So he keeps telling people this country's from the Axis power. And like Lana has to keep correcting them. They were fucking neutral, you asshole. Archer's ending actually with this next season.
Finally. I need to catch up.
What about Russia? They had enough troops to just keep throwing bodies until the problem got solved. Russia's problem, even now in the war going on,
So they had too many bodies.
Yeah, they have too many bodies, not enough equipment, which is kind of ironic because they still have that problem nowadays. Kind of funny actually. Like,
gee, it's almost like most of their fucking like government was literally like what is it, a monarchy until the 20th century or something.
Well, so this is where it gets kind of interesting, and you say that, but like once Stalin took over, he turned Russia into a powerhouse for like the 10 years he was alive after taking over.
Powerhouse, and then World War II actually happened, and it's like, listen, first man goes with the ammo, second man with the rifle goes and
So I was
follows
gonna
him. When
bring
the
that up
first
to you.
man with
Know
the
about
ammo
that?
dies, yeah, no. Well, I put it in the wrong order, but it's basically the first guy with the rifle goes, and the second guy with the ammo follows him. When the guy with the rifle dies, the guy with the ammo picks it up
Yeah.
and then continues on his way.
Don't forget the third guy's the one with the shoes, and the fourth guy's just there to pick up all the shit when the other three die.
And then the fifth guy is the officer who shoots every fifth or sixth man if they retreat.
I thought
Clearly
Lenin
a
turned
winning
Russia into a
strategy.
superpower. No. Lenin started turning Russia into a competent power, but Lenin died. I forgot what killed Lenin, but he died due to some cause I don't remember. And then that left Stalin in
He
trouble.
died. He died due to ligma.
I know those secrets. They mean nothing to me now. Anyways, but yeah, all joking aside, yeah, so Lenin set the four-drop, but it was Stalin's 5-year purges and plans that ultimately put Russia on the map. I mean, it was fucked and it was brutal what Stalin did, but you would be lying if you didn't think Russia's superpower identity was not because of Stalin.
Is that a fire trail?
Powerhouse with US
Cool.
backing? No, like look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 like back then. That's genuinely what people thought about Russia's military forces.
Yes, that is well, more specifically two, but like
Well, no,
two and
because in
three,
Modern
yeah.
Warfare 3, like Russia was literally fighting the entire world at once.
I think it's just fighting the U.S. at the
No,
time. I don't
because
think
remember
it's
they bombed
in.
Paris and they're fighting the French, and then I think that also gets the British involved.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. They bombed France for some fucking reason.
U.S. and UK alerted
I
Russia
don't
about
think.
from huge Germany game changer attack. U.S. backed Russia with a lot of money and tanks. No. During World War II, the U.S. was the reason Russia was able to do shit in general. If we're being honest, wait, is Kyle here? Is Kyle here? All
To
right,
say
no.
we backed them is not exactly accurate. What happened was that we simply realized they were the lesser evil. And what FDR, I believe, says is that like Stalin is bad. To paraphrase, Stalin is bad, but I'd rather go to hell with him than with the Nazis, or something to that extent. He basically claimed that there were problems with Russia, but the Nazis are truly like the epitome of just evil. So it is better for the world that we stop them.
Basically, let's choose. On some alternate timeline, Russia would be speaking Germany. No, as much as I hate to,
No,
Germany would never have been in Russia. The best Germany would have done is they would have been able to negotiate a peace with Russia. I don't think they could have ever gone through Russia's just sheer amount of bodies.
bro, it's almost like they already did that, and then they were like, "Listen, we're rewriting that treaty and invading your land." And Stalin was like, "All right, better get here before winter." Oh, what's that? You didn't get here before winter?
That's a
So
shame.
sad. I activate my CO power.
I've activated my field spell. Literal bullshit winter.
They would never even reach Moscow. Well, that was literally the point. Like once it started snowing and they hit the Russian winter, Germans started realizing why the Russians live in the coldest climate on the planet.
Germany
Hitler didn't
trying
mess
to
up with the war with
work
Russia.
their way
Hitler
to
messed up with the
fucking
war with like
Moscow.
everybody.
Stalin, I'm 4 parallel universes ahead of you.
Dude, that was literally the fact that he even decided to turn on Russia was the dumbest fucking thing he could have ever done.
I mean, if we're being honest, real talk for a minute, Germany would have been if Germany just fought Russia on its own, they would have won because they had a better tank destruction average, and honestly, they had better equipment and troops. Russia has bodies.
They probably would have
Answer my
taken the
question,
capital if they
Oh,
attacked it
sorry.
immediately and they got there before winter. Yeah.
Question for you and Mangler. What would you say is the best type of fries? Crinkle cuts.
Answer my question, please. What's your question?
His question is, what's the best type of fry?
The French fries.
Yes, but what type of French fry? What type of French fry?
Are there multiple types of French fries, or is there multiple styles of making French fries?
Mangler, I offer you some French fries. What's your favorite type?
I mean, I guess Chick-fil-A's.
What kind of fries does Chick-fil-A fucking make?
Let's see. I think the oil that they use to make them. Still make them from potato, obviously. They make them with
the shape.
I want to say peanut oil, I think.
Oh my god, you're an asshole. I'm looking this up.
Waffle fries, yes, they make waffle fries.
Then waffle fries is the fucking answer. All right. So I'm gonna dip for a little bit. I'm gonna leave you streaming, Mangler, by yourself because I gotta watch Mass still and put food to cook because none of my family is here. Which ideally I'll be able to go shower before my brother gets here. Otherwise I'll be fucking stuck editing super late.
Okay, so how long am I gonna be left here?
Honestly, I mean, did you just want to call a stream here, or do you want to like stay on here for like an hour, like 30 or so minutes?
I can do 30 or so minutes.
Okay.
Go shower.
Well, no, I'm not showering. I'm gonna watch Mass and I'm gonna eat dinner. My shower's later. You
go do whatever it is you're doing, you fool.
All right. Call a stream here.
I can keep.
Mangler will keep streaming for another half an hour. When I come back, I'm gonna have to like end the stream there because I'm gonna have to eat hopefully immediately afterwards and then just like go shower so I can get like some earlier time editing the God of War video. Before I go, we'll finish this off here. Also, Night Slayer, your questions probably won't get answered anymore because I'll be gone. Battles in Moscow are literally CQB encounters. German soldier wanted. Germany was already cock-blocked by the British in World War II, meaning Germany had no fucking choice but to invade Russia. Just for the record, Nazis actually feared the British far more than the USSR. I mean, honestly, there's
better... an actual army.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a valid argument to be made there for why you would fear the British over the USSR. Like, real talk. All right, Mangler, I'll be back in half an hour to end the stream. In the meantime, you enjoy yourself and you guys have fun.
Here's the rest of this. Ooh. That's interesting. That is very interesting.
Just a few more souls. Delicious, delicious.
How many of these do we have? One Wrath Core.
Greetings. Yes, let's deal. Do be careful with yourselves. What you want, I strive.
Left side. Okay, so this is Stripes. Stripe already has them.
I hear you'll be having some fun. Please take your time. Kill plenty. We both profit.
Have fun doing what? Watching. Body units are not motorized as an example? Yes. One Piece has too much aura. What exactly, what does that mean? Does One Piece have too much aura? Are you referring to, like, aura-based abilities? think it is a fairly decent amount. No more than any other like major shonen.
Are we sure this is hell? I could live here.
This is a realm of endless suffering. Embrace the desolation. It suits our work.
Embrace the desolation. Do you ever listen to yourself?
Bulgrim mentioned 4 beacons that must be lit to unlock.
Forget that most of this game is just Strife roasting the dude.
Then let's get to it.
Was that your best?
What is Strife's backstory? One moment. No, by the way, Mangler, are you playing BlazBlue? I did play BlazBlue for a little bit. I played BlazBlue Cross Tag. I don't have the rest of the games at the moment, aside from Chrono Phantasm, but I would have to start it timeline order. People say One Piece becomes a Dragon Ball. What I understand, One Piece is a very different atmospheric vibe from Dragon Ball, at least at the time that I've played it. It's the messaging, the themes, and the information is very different. The animation's probably a lot closer. I feel like probably it's a lot better than Dragon Ball Super is right now. But it's a very different appeal than why you would go and see Dragon Ball. Strife's backstory is that Strife is essentially a Nephilim, just like the rest of his brothers and sisters that joined the council in their pact in exchange for a massive amount of power and then killed all of his brethren. He's basically the first person, I think, among all of them that starts questioning the council and starts actively questioning his own role because he kind of lives all by his lonesome. I mean, granted, all of them technically do, but he's more isolated than the rest of the Horsemen are. We do see during the events of, like, Darksiders 3 that he is actively, before war, like, war is aware something's going on, but he doesn't know for sure, and he's still loyal to the Council to an extent during the events of Darksiders 1. Death is, but would prefer to save war among all others. And then, Strife, at the time of Darksiders 3, is already aware of what the Council's treachery is, and he's basically chosen to fight against them, though I don't think the Council is aware of it until the very end of Darksiders 3. Because he doesn't reveal himself until the end of Darksiders 3. So it makes me wonder what the Council thought he was doing prior to that. War. Never mind. I do have a character in mind for BlazBlue that might fit well in Bleach Swap. Ooh. Is it not streaming for long? I'm gonna be here for probably 30-35 minutes, somewhere around there. Once Em gets back from Mass, then we'll end the stream.
Time for magic tricks.
Yes, flame brand. Flame brand. Off we go. Oh, is that a chest? Hello. I'll break that open. That's good. This is different than the usual Darksiders. It is. This is Genesis. It's a Diablo style isometric game in the Darksiders series. First of its kind.
One thing I'll say about hell, it sure is big.
All the more reason we must act quickly. Lucifer will turn others to his cause while we search for him.
Council sure does have it out for old Lucy. I don't envy the guy.
He betrays the balance.
We don't even know what he did.
Our cause is just. Why must you always question?
You should try asking some questions once in a while. Quit playing the good little soldier. But I guess it's easier doing what we do if we don't need a reason.
Brother, for your sake, let us carry on in silence.
Every henchman in John Wick 4. I just saw you kill 200 people, but I'm feeling lucky. No, seriously, like every henchman in John Wick in general. Well, okay, except for maybe like John Wick 2. I want to say like probably 3. Some of 2. Mainly like 3 and 4. Every henchman is literally like the definition of, or every assassin is the definition of like a henchman from some evil guy that will kill them if they fail. Like they act as if like fighting John Wick is their only hope in life to go somewhere or to do something or be someone, or if it's the only way that they can pay their bills or I don't know, save their child's life. It's like, why are you guys so, like, intent on fighting John Wick? You know he's killed so many people? This doesn't seem very reasonable. Have you guys ever seen that one meme from Caleb City? The guy did, like, a skit on, like, every henchman in a video game. And it's just, like, 3 to 4 minutes of him just beating the crap out of, like, the senseless crap out of, like, other henchmen. Whenever he beats each of them up, he's just like, "Oh man, you're not getting past me." It's just like, "Oh come on, man, I just beat your fucking friend over there." And he's just like, "Oh, do you not see all these bodies on the floor? If you move past me, I will literally walk right over you. I don't care." It's like, "Oh, that's crazy." Because it's funny that you think that I would give a fuck who you fought. Run those hands, run them up. To be fair, the henchmen in John Wick 3 are way out there. No, they aren't, though. Only Zero's guys were. And Zero's guys only had that advantage because they were in an area that gave them that advantage. If they had been out in the open or in a public park, they would have been fucked. Also because they literally went after John Wick after they had sent in, if I'm not mistaken, like a full assault team to wipe out his, like, hotel. Like, if Zero went in there by themselves just to fight, like, the hotel staff, that would have turned out very differently. It's just like Diablo. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. You're correct. It is indeed like Diablo. Now, let's go over there.
Beacon's lit. One down.
Oh, I have to light all these beacons. Oh, okay. I'm just a dork. Apparently. In other news, how's everybody doing today? How you all doing today? You having fun? You enjoying life? Ooh. It's not where I need to go. Okay, yeah, doing okay. The last fight before the fight zero does show John could have been killed multiple times. Yeah, because John's wounded from his fights with the high table. Also, John's in a mirror house, like I want to say like a mirror, fucking like trophy room area that's not only dimly lit but has refracting glass and like multiple floors. It's also not okay. It's actually very dark, if I'm not mistaken. So it's actually the perfect environment for Zero and his henchmen. It's almost like it was a set piece created for him and the rest of his crew to have a really cool fight scene. I'm not saying Zero isn't like a master assassin or he doesn't mastery. He does in those circumstances. But if you put him in broad daylight or in a place with cameras, that guy would not do that well. Like his skills are tailored to a certain circumstance. Which, keep in mind, he probably would have been better in. He wouldn't have done that badly in the hotel if they shut off the lights. The problem I'm saying is that he also had an assault squad filled with like fully decked out like full body armor and riot gear and assault weapons that were in front of him that killed most of the hospital staff and exhausted most of the ammo from their weapons. If he had to fight that, going in the door with no support, Zero would have been fucked. He probably would have killed a couple people, but his students would have been done. There's no. Give it Sharon the audible mention of badassery. Sharon. I'm trying to remember who, or Sharon or Karen. I'm trying to remember who that is. My mind is slipping. It's failing me. I've had to remind me. I'm doing so good that it's not even good. Should I be worried about that, Red Dust? That doesn't sound good. Or is that just a weird flex? In which case, have fun with that. Okay, please burn, thank you. How is this working? Oh. It's over there. This hotel's attending. Oh yes, it's a flex. So good that it gets to the point that it's not even. I see. Sharon is the bald assistant with the glasses that host him. Yes, Sharon is. He is great. Unfortunately, his actor died sometime after the filming of John Wick 4. That was the last project I believe he ever worked on. It is the last piece of work you will ever see him in, most likely. Oh no, they all break out. believe his name is Lance Riddick, but it could be wrong. He was in Quantum Break, actually. He basically just, well, he basically played the same type of character. He's essentially the intimidating guy that just shows up to give, like, stern, like, intimidating faces, which is what he's really good at, to be honest. He just got a really good facial structure for just, like, looking at people intensely. Lance Riddick, yes. Honestly, not the worst movie of your last. No, that's not a bad movie at all to be your last. That's actually a great movie to be your last. Because he also dies in that movie. He dies in that movie in one of the saddest ways, and he also gets avenged in that movie in one of the best ways. It's the perfect way for him to go out. We'll shoot you real quick. Break you guys. Oh wait, I need...
One more to go.
A very good actor, even on that Netflix's bad Resident Evil series. Oh, he's in that too? Oh, he's in everything, apparently. Oh, it's all the way over there. Oh, I just came here. There we go. Did we get it? Not everything. It was on John Wick 2, John Wick 2's John Wick's crossover with Payday. He was on Quantum Break, apparently Resident Evil series. He was on something else as well. He's in a lot of stuff. When I say everything, I mean that as like a general sense of the word, that he's on a lot of shows.
Warned us that this place is
and
falling
things.
apart. It's older than he is.
We must tread lightly.
You're telling me to tread lightly? This bridge looks real safe.
Nothing in this realm is safe.
I'm so glad you're here to catch me up on the important details.
Let's see if I can get through this before Zim gets back. Oh no.
So much for treading lightly.
Set ablaze with the hellfire. That'd be great. You guys have me any here still? Do you have any questions? Now would be the time to ask said questions. I'm not really in that much of a... Like, I'm in an active game state, yeah, but like, I'm not really doing a lot at the moment. There's a little bit of mashing going on. Also, I'm kind of just throwing people into dedicated animations that have iframes, so I'm not really in danger. I could choose to play a little bit more tactically, but I'm choosing not to. Let's go creature cores. What do we got over here? Hold up a minute. There's a weird... There's a really weird tapping sound effect that's coming from my game. What the hell? I'm gonna have to get rid of that somehow. That is not going to happen for several years. Probably. Well, actually, that depends on if my laptop fails. Because I'd rather just buy a Steam Deck than an actual thing, and then just keep it connected to my monitor. Even if I can't bring it with me, I'm fine with that. I accept those limitations. So it might be within the next 2 years. It depends on what happens with my laptop. I'll definitely have the money to do it. Plus I could always get like whatever the next best Steam Deck is. And I could get on like a Black Friday sale after compounding some money. Wouldn't cost me really anything because I'd save up over a period of time incrementally. So when I spent it all at once, it would be money that was very, very little. And I would probably get the best thing on like the best deal. What 3 characters would you pick to take down Dante individually? What is this noise? Wait, before I answer Redeff's question, did you hear that noise? Oh. I can't hear it anymore. It's not there. Huh. Did anybody else hear that? Or was that just me? It stopped? No, it did stop. I'm just asking if you guys were able to hear it. Okay, so you could hear it. I'm not crazy. Yeah, I don't know what caused it to stop. Maybe opening that door was just. I've never had that happen in Genesis before. But apparently opening the door is just like it. Mangler, what characters would you pick to take down Dante individually in a one-on-one fight? They would all lose, but 3 of them together, can they pull a win against Dante? I'm gonna be honest, there's very few characters that I can think of that would be able to beat Dante. That I wouldn't just have to like there's no character that I can think of off the top of my head that would be able to beat many of the DMC characters in a fight, because I would have to fully research their verse to figure out if that's the case. I don't trust the research that a lot of people have given to most verses, because I just don't think they're very reliable. Every time I go and do my own research, I find out that most verses are not represented very accurately unless they have like next to nothing. At least if they get into tier 2 or above, they're not represented very accurately. There's very few cases where that's not the case. So I'd probably have to go and find some characters. I mean, based on who I've seen from Versus Battle Wiki, I'll say that, like, the characters, it'd probably be someone from Blaze Blue, maybe a character from Castlevania, and maybe someone else. I don't know, doing the fusion dance together to make something, like, really silly. But depending on the amount of layered hacks and the resistances, they might still lose. That's like honestly the best thing that I can think of. Because BlazBlue characters do have a lot of hacks from what I've seen on their profiles on VSB. I don't know how accurate that is, but I'm also assuming that it's on point. I hope that it is, because I would like to scale BlazBlue. Why do you always encounter weird bugs on Zim streams? Look, I don't know. What's this? A void bomb? Ooh. To the void. Also, can I point out that there are way too many voids in Darksiders? There's like 4 different voids in this game that are called the Void, but are all different places. Not acceptable.
What manner of artifact is this? It's vibrating. Feel that? There's some sort of energy trapped inside. Perhaps it has something to do with these strange glyphs. Look at you, brains and brawn.
Oh, it's still available for me.
Tingling. Are you tingling? There's no path ahead.
I found the bomb!
Slow down, bro. I'm sure there's a
I
way forward.
found the
We just gotta
bomb.
use our heads. I prefer my head as
The
a
void
battering
bomb.
ram.
I have found the bomb.
You found what bomb?
I found the bomb. The void bomb.
Mangler, I hope you're ready to end the stream then. I hope you're not in the middle of something important.
Let me just blow up this thing. Then I'll be done. I think I'm at the end of the level here. If not, I'll just end it, because I'm fairly certain this should be the end of the level.
Yeah, bro's not here yet. Like, food's about to finish cooking. I'm gonna eat my dinner. Hop in the shower before we shut up.
Yeah, I'm like one room away from the boss.
Alright,
That can't be a good sound, can it?
Oh no, the tapping sound came back. Not the tapping sound. Poison used to have a measurable. I don't know if the removal was accurate or not. I don't know either. Look at that. So this tapping sound, that's your oven?
Yeah, it's my oven over there in the shelf over there.
Then why do I hear it?
Because you can hear it through my mic.
I hear it on my monitor.
Wait, you're
outside
right,
of the
something's wrong
earbuds. I was gonna say, is your oven in my room? he's he's not tapping Sparta. Hang on.
Can you guys still hear it?
All right, you guys will just have to deal with it until I finish this mission. The end of the mission's right there. Once it gets into like a dialogue section or something, I'm pretty sure it will cancel it out. I don't know what the hell that sound is. That's cursed. If I make enough noise, it should cover up the sound of the tapping. Okay, yeah, no. You won't be able to hear it if I keep dashing and stuff. The sound of my attacks will drown it out, at least until I get there. Alright, please die. Oh my god, please die! Thank you. Oh. Okay, it's gone again. That is weird. It just keeps showing up and then leaving. I'll be sure not to open my map. I think that might be what's causing it. Now let's get out of here.
Whatever's causing it, honestly, is probably Twitch based.
Wait, no, I just opened my map and it didn't do anything. It's something else. I've never had this happen before while playing Genesis. I played it through I played it through like twice on PS4, and this has never happened. I played through on this game on Xbox One, and this has never happened. Oh, now it's happening again. Holy shit. Oh, I'm just gonna kill this Molten Hound. We should be good.
That's probably what I get for fucking leaving you guys alone.
What did our total collective group energy was just too much for Twitch to handle?
I guess.
This has always happened. Too much energy.
The thing is, I don't know what caused it. All I know is that it happens when I have Twitch playing audio. Ace is a way better brother than Itachi. What the fuck? Itachi literally let Sasuke hate him for years for no good reason. Itachi was a bad brother, confirmed. Thank you, Mangler, for agreeing with me.
I mean, he needed more powerful eyes to survive in the world, but you know, let's.
You know, you say that, but didn't Sasuke literally just take Itachi's eyes?
After. No. That was after Five Kage Summit.
Can you not just take the Mangekyo Sharingan from another Sharingan user?
You can, but like you can also just make your own.
Yeah, but isn't it objectively better to just take it from somebody else because then you get the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan?
I mean, well, okay. If you don't want to kill your best friend, yes. If not, then no, because it's more convenient to just kill your best friend.
But then you don't get Eternal Mangekyo.
No, Eternal Mangekyo has nothing to do with your best friend. Eternal Mangekyo is if you get the eyes of your sibling or a family member after you unlock the Mangekyo. So technically, you can get the Mangekyo from a transplant, and then, or at least awaken it or something, and then get EMS. Well, actually, I don't think we've ever had a case of someone getting EMS after getting a transplanted Mangekyo. Because the only people who have had transplanted Mangekyos are like, I mean, I don't really count Danzo, but like really only like fucking. Actually, no, Kakashi doesn't even count because not only is he not a normal Uchiha, he had the Sharingan normally and it awakened as the Mangekyo. He didn't have it transplanted as the Mangekyo.
Mangler, are you almost done with this fucking level?
Hang on. Oh wait, I found the door. It's over here. Haha.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like, couldn't theoretically I just take the Mangekyo Sharingan user's eyes, put them on myself, and I just have to turn on Mangekyo Sharingan if I'm an Uchiha?
I mean, you could take the EMS from someone else, yeah, but good luck taking the EMS from someone else. Like they're not just gonna. Mado's not just gonna sit there and be like, yeah, let me give you my eyeballs out of the generosity of my heart.
Maybe he'll like me.
Sure.
If Stranger Body? No, I'm saying like if Sasuke just stole his brother's eyes without getting the Mangekyo Sharingan. Also, that's not entirely true. It doesn't strain your body. It's just that you need chakra reserves great enough to handle a Mangekyo Sharingan, which most people don't have.
Well, technically yes and no. It does strain your body because of chakra reserve, but you mainly need to be in a Uchiha. Not because Uchiha have like they don't necessarily have. Well, they do have good chakra reserves, but the main reason why is like their bloodline is specifically tied to that. They're more used to that kind of ability and what it takes. But even they can technically get consequences and strain from like the Mangekyo.
Looks like Akashi being the best Sharingan user in the series.
Moderate, nice lore. Watch me do Renegade and Mangekyo shit while I have absolutely no eyes. I'll still say that is the dumbest fucking thing and has no lore explanation at all. That should not have been possible. I still don't consider that valid.
Suck it.
The fact that he's like, I'm just going to use the Sharingan while I have no eyeballs. I'm like, that's literally retarded. That's so stupid. That literally defies like Miyazaki's basic lore because he just wanted to jerk off Madara.
That's just how good Madara is, Mangler. Suck it.
No, that's not a good Madara thing. Like he had provided no explanation for how Madara did it.
Mangler, you know how Madara did it? By being Madara.
The wank is real.
And that is why Madara stops Aizen.
Wank.
No, the truth.
Probably Hashirama cells, Madara. I mean, having Hashirama cells would not give you the ability to use Sharingan abilities when you have no Sharingan.
That's his secret, Mangler. He's always the Sharingan. I mean, you say that, but Madara's connection to the Sharingan is fucking silly.
Fucking silly equals badly explained.
Nah, even when he's dying on his deathbed, he still has the Mangekyo Sharingan active, when it should be either a normal Sharingan, like, at that point. He's just like, nah, bro, I'm completely drained of energy.
Still badly explained.
What?
Still badly explained.
Nah, bro, he is the Sharingan.
Alright, I think we're finished for today.
Yep.
Oh yeah, let me quit this game.
Alright. Thank you guys for coming out as always. Thank you for your time as always. And have a nice day. I'll see you guys on the next stream or video. Because I gotta edit videos tonight. So take care, everybody. Nah, Red, the touch is a bad guy.